And I'm just going to assume that we're live with the Word on the Street podcast coming to you. I think it's a Thursday, May 9th, the year 2000. And Chael, as always, this is your host here of the Aunt Jimmy Show from Twitter, coming at you live with another exciting episode. We have a ridiculous topic list in hand right now. We do have already some co-hosts on with me. I have Mr. Jake from the MMA podcast. How you doing, Jake?
I'm doing good. What up, cocksuckers? Follow us on Twitter, the MMA podcast.
Damn right. We just did the round table earlier. It was a nice little appetizer, nice little warm-up. But now we're here with the meat, the main course here, the real shit. And also helping us out, we have a fighter in training. He is from Queens representing. He is Yao the Truth. You there, Yao? What's up?
What's up, people? How you doing out there? Yep, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Yao the Truth.
At Yao_the Truth on the Twitter. He's a great guy. Also, just heard about it now. He was telling me before we went live with the show. Another co-host tonight. We have Mr. Allen, Team Sonnen fan, Team Darkside member. Allen, how you doing? Aren't you also a fighter in training? What's going on with you?
Soon to be. Just getting back in shape. You can catch me at Westland Eagle on Twitter.
The Westland Eagle. He really is an Eagle. He was at UFC 159. He bought a ridiculously overpriced ticket. He had the UFC experience. And then guess what? They didn't even hand him a DVD of the event. He only got to see it live. And I hate to blow up your spot, Allen, but you did confess to me that you did have to download the show to watch it again and see yourself. I mean, they even featured you on the giant jumbotron on the pay-per-view. You are going down in history now. You were leading the chant for Chael Sonnen when he walked out. So you did get to you watch yourself online, I believe. So you saw the replay, dude. You saw yourself. What is that like, man? Knowing you're a part of the walkout officially.
I don't know. I kind of feel honored, and just being there, meeting him, the greatness, and it just made me feel like the whole week that I was a part of something.
Yep. And if you guys rewatch the Sonnen versus Jones fight during the walkout, you will see Mr. Allen himself, along with his brother, I believe. Allen's going to be just leading everybody in the cheer, starting the battle cry. He's wearing I believe the black Team Sonnen t-shirt from the Ultimate Fighter show, if I'm not mistaken. That is Allen himself.
No, I got the Everyday We Fight shirt on.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. The black Everyday We Fight. Everyday I Fight. Whatever it is. Buy that shirt. It's probably on sale right now. Who knows? And hopefully, I just want to say to you people, we were hoping to have a guest on today, Bloodstained Lane, the immortal Bloodstained Lane, the Bozo Basher, aka the Tony Tracksuits on Twitter, but he probably wasn't feeling it today. Who knows? I was not able to get in touch with him. In all fairness, I didn't really follow up enough, give him enough info about the show, how it was going to go down, when. But he's always welcome to come on anytime he wants. And anybody that wants to call into the show right now, you can call in. We are live. Just call us right now at 512-782-WORD. 512-782-WORD. 782-9673. Call in and be a part of the show, be a part of history, all right, people? Don't just sit there on your couch not doing anything, letting the New World Order take over the evils of this world. It's bullshit, people. But yeah, like I said, hopefully we'll have a few callers onto the show, and hopefully we'll have Bloodstained Lane on some other time. He is always welcome. He is a friend of the podcast. So let's we had the guest, kind of just no-show a little bit on us. So I came up with an impromptu topic list to keep us entertained in the meantime. But the first thing on the list, people, the clock was ticking. The deadline came and went as of about an hour or two ago. I'm talking about Wanderlei Silva, people. Wanderlei Silva, a.k.a. Cesar da Silva, that's his real name. He refused to answer Chael Sonnen's challenge on Twitter. Approximately 24 hours ago, about 26 hours ago, Chael Sonnen just issued a challenge to the man via Twitter for all the people to see, the people and fans. He said, Wanderlei, do you accept the challenge to fight him, of course? And he said, he even went so far as to say if Wanderlei did accept the challenge, he would give up 10% of his purse, win or lose, to, the schools of Las Vegas, where Wanderlei is from, even though he claims Brazil. Of course, Wanderlei, the best he could do was tweet a question mark and a picture, a actual fight poster drawn up by a friend of the podcast, Ross Finkelstein. He was on the show a couple episodes ago. Mr. Ross Finkelstein, the MMA Jew from Twitter. Follow him. He's the best. But yeah, Wanderlei retweeted a picture of his poster. It was just him, Wanderlei versus Chael, Fox Sports 1 poster. It was, great Photoshop gig. Ross is awesome at it. And he had a question mark, which is not a yes or not even a no. The time has run out. The deadline has passed. Wanderlei didn't answer people. So I want to get your take on Wanderlei Silva pussying out of a challenge when the gauntlet was clearly thrown down medieval style on his ass. Jake from the MMA podcast. He had 24 hours. He obviously saw the tweet. Why do you think he can't just give a yes or a no if he wants to take a big money fight, which it would be? Come on, it'd be a big money co-main event at the least. What do you think's up with Wandy?
These 24-hour challenges, I never really expect anyone to really say anything. Because part of it, if you do react in 24 hours, you're sort of just playing into Chael's game. I'm definitely gonna be rooting for Chael, and I won't lie. Wanderlei is probably, honestly, probably my top 3 favorite of fighters of all time are Penn, followed by Sonnen and Wanderlei. But it's probably just they're in 2 different countries. Oh wait, no, they aren't. Wanderlei lives in Vegas, but with lawyers and agents and everything, it's a longer process to actually write out the contract. And the reason Wanderlei hasn't said anything on Twitter, look, the guy looks stupid. He talks like a stupid person. He isn't the most coherent sounding or looking person, but he is with it. And the guy probably knows that Chael Sonnen is a nightmare fight. I mean, he probably has more of a chance to beat Anderson Silva than he does Chael Sonnen, just because Chael Sonnen is a nightmare matchup for him. If he has any 2 neurons in his brain still firing, he'll know not to take that fight.
Alan, you're from the mean streets of Baton Rouge. You met the people's champion. You saw him throw down the gauntlet on Twitter. Wanderlei Silva has pussied out, refused to answer or respond officially. What's your take on it, man? Is he a pussy? Did he not take it seriously? What's going on here? What do you think, man?
I do not think that Wanderlei is actually scared of accepting the challenge. I only believe that he did what is instinctually, your first response to do, and that is to run away, because that prolongs your career. If you don't have to fight Chael, then you get to fight longer and make more money. So I don't think he's scared of Chael. I think he knows that Chael is a terrible matchup for him, and I just think that, it might come later on that they might fight. He might accept the challenge, but if he's smart, he won't.
Well, yeah. What the hell do you think about Wandy pussying out? Wanderlei Silva, a.k.a. Cesar de Silva. He pussied out, man. He didn't answer the challenge. Do you respect that? What's up?
I really think Wanderlei does not want this fight. He was very happy after he knocked out Brian Stann, and I think he wants to, if he fights again, I think he wants, another fight, but he wants to win, decisively or whatever, and then maybe retire. So I think he knows this is a horrible matchup for him, and I really think he doesn't want this fight. I really think he just knows that fighting Chael Sonnen will be a problem for him.
He's probably, yeah, go ahead.
But there's no way this fight doesn't happen. It's too late now. It's already in high demand. Once Chael, you see how many retweets this guy gets. Once Chael puts it out there, it's over. It's happening. He has a poster up there. There's no way this fight does not happen.
Yep. I'm thinking at this point, Wanderlei Silva has realized that Brian Stann gave it up to him, took a dive on purpose in that fight over there. It was a work, people. It was blatant. It happens. We'll probably get to that a little bit later. Not that particular fight in general. I got to save that for my movie, The Last
Gave it up
Stand.
to him more than Kim Kardashian did in that video.
Something like that. But he probably, at least Brian Stan still walks away with some dignity. Because, he's just doing it for the sake of MMA and the business to continue. You can't blame a guy for that.
That's true. Also, before you get to the next topic, someone tweeted in, and if you do want to have your tweet read live on air, you can tweet either of us at the MMA Podcast or the Aunt Jimmy Show. Chris tweeted in to say, does Alan really train UFC, or does he just flex for the cameras?
Ooh.
Answer it.
Good question.
Alan?
I have not been training UFC. I have been working out for a long time, and I recently had a motorcycle accident which forced me not to be able to work out. I have participated in lots of different sports throughout, high school, college, and, outside of school. But now, as in the last 2 or 3 years, I've gotten more interested in it. And yes, I am looking to start training with an actual fighter who is 6-0. That's his professional record. He fights for USA MMA down here in Louisiana and Mississippi. So yes, in the future I will have some stuff to post, some pictures, hopefully a fight by the end of the year, beginning of next year.
Nice. Okay, so that's a yes and a no. I also don't train because I was in a cool ass badass motorcycle accident. Little known fact. It's a word on the street. Now, where were we? We were talking about, Jesus Christ. Wanderlei Silva. Sorry, people. Chris is trying to distract us with this call here. Wanderlei Silva, obviously he refused to accept the challenge. So the next question is, Jake, who should Chael Sonnen call out next? I mean, the fucking bum from Brazil ain't answering the phone. Who's next on the fucking speed dial for Chael?
I think now what makes the most sense for him is to get back on the hunt for the belt at 185. We don't know if Silva's still going to have it after he fights Weidman. Silva's getting older. He's much older than Chael. I think he's like 37 or something. Chael's going to be around longer than Anderson is. I would love to see Chael versus Anderson 3, but the UFC is always a little tentative to make trilogies, even though if you are going to make a trilogy fight, this is the one to make. He needs to go back after the middleweight belt. I hate seeing guys fight at a weight class higher than one that they can dominate at. I have mentioned Penn and Sonnen are my favorite two fighters. I hated Penn at welterweight. I hope he comes back and moves down. And I feel the same way about Chael at 205. He needs to go back to 185. And I would love to see him fight Vitor. They exchanged words, I think, a little bit after Chael was given that fight against Jones. You had the famous "Get the clown out" speech by Vitor, and it would make sense. Win or lose against Luke Rockhold, the winner of the fight would be in the immediate talk for a title shot at 185. So I like Vitor versus Chael the most.
Not bad, not bad. Alan, what do you think, man? The bum ain't answering. If Wandy Pussy's out of this fight, who should Chael go after next? Who's on his list?
Yeah, I'm with him. I think that the Vitor match, would make the most sense, but I don't know how that's going to work with, let's say Chael doesn't get the Wanderlei fight, and let's say either Vitor wins or loses. It's still a time discrepancy. Chael will probably have another match, by the time that fight takes place in a couple of weeks. So I don't know. It's all up in the air. I think the Vitor fight makes sense. I thought that's who he was going to call out. I didn't expect it to be Wanderlei just because of, the type of fighter Wanderlei is, the period he is in his career. He's on the way down. He only wins every other fight. He doesn't have streaks anymore. He's kind of like a gatekeeper. So I really didn't expect him to call out Wanderlei, but I thought the Vitor fight made sense from the beginning, especially with the call out that he did back whenever Chael got the Ultimate Fighter against John.
A lot of people saying Vitor Belfort, Vitor Armstrong should be the next challenge for Chael. What about you? Yeah, the truth. What do you think? What's if Wanderlei pussy's out? Who should the people's champion call out?
If the Wanderlei fight for some reason does not happen, I honestly think that Chael should face Phil Davis. It will be, a lot of people will say, I was talking to my friends earlier about it, they say it'll be boring, they'll just be wrestling each other, but I don't think that. I think it'll be a great matchup, and that's who she should go after if Wanderlei doesn't take the fight.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Sorry, I just thinking about that fight. I mean, I think Chael's wrestling's way better than Phil's. I mean, we saw him get completely outmanned by Rashad Evans, and it would be funny because I think Phil's game plan would be to kind of stand up and keep his distance and do that pitter-patter shit he did against Vinny, and Chael would just be bull rushing him the entire fight like Maynard versus Guida. That would be a funny-ass fight.
Yeah, Chael's stand-up is definitely better than Phil Davis, so I think Chael wins on every single platform except for, maybe size.
Chael Sonnen versus Arsenio Hall. That'd be a good one. I hadn't thought about that. My next pick for Chael, I think he should call out Rich Franklin and finally retire that bum already. I think that would be, an easy tune-up fight for the people's champion, and he needs one right about now. I mean, how many? You can't just keep fighting the best in the world. You can't just keep going time after time. It's time for a little practice round here. Little sparring with the Rich Franklin, man. That'd be an easy one for him. Money in the bag, and then we could finally get rid of Ace Ventura, man. He's even talking about retiring, I think, recently. I saw something. I didn't bother to read the article. It just said he was thinking about retiring. So I'm like, well, if you're gonna go out, you might as well go out losing to the best in the world. So I think that should be next. But who knows? Maybe the Wanderlei fight still happens. Maybe some pressure gets put on him. The fans can help that out. If it's a fight that Chael wants, I'm sure he wants it for a damn good reason, right? And we do have a caller. I believe she might even be Skyping in as far as video goes, and we can't actually show the video element of it.
Oh my God.
We do have a caller on now. Do you want to reveal yourself? Who is this caller? You're on the Word on the Street podcast live. Okay. We got to hang up now. I think we all know who that was, though. Now, people, let's move along now. By the way, if you want to call in, it's 512-782-WORD. Hey, what's going on? Who's out there? Caller, what's happening?
Fucking Tito.
Tito, how you doing, man?
Fucking great.
Obviously, this is not Tito Ortiz, but it's just my man Tito here calling in. Yeah, man, we were just talking about it, so you want to get in on it real quick. Who do you think, since Wanderlei Silva is pussing out, not accepting the challenge from Chael Sonnen, who do you think Chael should call out next? Who do you want to see him fight now, dude? What do you think, Tito?
Dude, I think you should fight fucking Vitor Belfort.
Fucking Vitor Belfort? You think Vitor's a bum? You think he can win that fight? What's up?
I think that bum's gonna fucking lose.
Yeah, probably, man. That's probably the third. I think that's the third vote we've had so far for Vitor. And all right, people. And just a reminder: when you're not speaking, please hit the mute button. We are adding another caller calling in. I'm not really sure who this is here. Caller, you are on the Word on the Street podcast live. How you doing? Who is this? What's up?
Yo, what's up? It's your girl, a girly MMA.
What up, girl?
Holy shit, a girly MMA. It's nice to finally. You're a total babe. I've never heard your voice before. How you doing? What are you wearing right now? A girly MMA.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a cold right now, yo. So I sound my voice is a little bit deep right now, but
you still sound sexy.
Yeah, it's hard times, right? Yeah, but a girly MMA, obviously you're calling in to prove that you are not a catfish. We might as well talk about it right now. There is a problem on Twitter with MMA catfish. Just dudes pretending to be hot chicks on Twitter, backing it up with a couple pictures, talking about their feelings. And it's really a hard sell. I don't buy it. I've doubted you, a girly MMA on Twitter. But obviously you're calling in now, so you must be real and you must be female. How do you feel about, I'm sorry that we doubted you. How do you feel now being redeemed and proving yourself?
I think it's outrageous, man. To be honest with you.
It is, man. It is, girly. It is a fucking outrage. Obviously, I just want to ask, just to prove that you are in fact a female who knows about combat sports. Just ask you a few quick questions here. Who is your favorite fighter?
Jacob Volkman.
Jacob Volkman. Okay, all right. That seems like something a female would say, I guess.
Ladies love Volkman.
Well, just all right. Then, what's your favorite Jacob Volkman fight? If you could tell us, a girly MMA.
That's a good question.
You can't even name one Jacob Volkman fight. It's not looking good for your credit as a female MMA fan. See, it's my long-standing theory that there is no such thing as an attractive girl who watches MMA, or even going further, the chances of an attractive girl watching MMA and also being on Twitter and being on the internet all the time, those two things colliding together, it is an impossibility. Jake, you probably have a friend in MIT there doing statistics.
He's cranking the numbers right now.
Do you think do you think there's hot bitches that are watching MMA and then obsessed with Twitter, just message boarding it up and shit? What do you think, man? Are they all catfish? What do you think? I know we have a girly MMA on the phone and Alexis, supposedly. Well, actually, no, it's Tito. Sorry, but
damn right.
Yeah, but Jake, man, are you suspicious about these catfish, or do you think it's all legit?
I'm very suspicious. I do think there are a few diamonds in the rough. A girl's born and the chromosomes put in the brain the wrong way, and they like mixed martial arts for some reason. But for the most part, I've got a feeling like we got a lot of 70-year-old guys just butt ass naked in front of their laptops, trying to reel in innocent young men who just have a sincere love for mixed martial arts and pussy.
Exactly, mixed martial arts and pussy. That's what it's all about in this life. That's what it boils down to. Now, I just like to MMA catfish. Obviously, at the top of my list was this girly MMA. You see her tweeting and whatnot. She's even putting out videos somehow. She's there with her cute voice, smile, I gotta say, the seemingly perfect set of breasts. Talking about MMA, predicting fights, but I just can't help but notice. I feel that maybe she's reading off a script. Maybe this is a person that has been hired off of Craigslist or something like that, to just read these lines in front of a camera. She gets paid like $20 to $50. But we have her on the line, though, supposedly. A girly MMA. Since how long have you been into the UFC and whatnot?
I've been in it since like 2008.
Yeah. That's cool. Do you have a boyfriend right now? Are you single? What's going on?
What are you interested?
Well, yeah, always. Yeah, I've seen the pictures. It's ridiculous. You're ridiculously hot. It's hard to believe. Even my arch nemesis, my journalistic enemy here, Ariel Hawaii, he's even expressed doubt about you. I know you got your paws deep in that New York Rick guy or whatever his name is. Are you hooking up with New York Rick? What's going on, girly MMA?
Nah, I don't kiss and tell.
Yeah, that's good policy. Also, Tito, you still there, dude?
Sure, man. I'm right here. Getting into this catfish.
Yeah, look, Tito, I gotta ask you, supposedly about this Alexis girl on Twitter. I'm sure you've seen her. Now, do you think she's for real or...
Sister.
Okay, she is your sister. We can't reveal that on the podcast. I wasn't sure how much,
Oh, shit.
All right. Okay, so she is your sister and she is real? Are you for real? I just want to confirm that she is real.
Dude, I don't know what she is, dude.
Yep. I'm sure it's a real person. Obviously, there's a real person taking these pictures and stuff. I don't know who's actually making the tweets and whatnot. Can you at least reassure us somehow? I mean, she's my off and on online girlfriend, Twitter girlfriend. She's breaking up with me every day. She claims to love GSP. She claims to love Chael Sonnen. She can't make up her damn mind.
Yeah, yo, she flip flops back and forth, yo. At least I'm legit.
That's right. Girly MMA is legit. It's bullshit that we're seeing this shit from. I mean, like at least. Yeah. What's that, Tito? I'm sorry. Repeat.
Who makes an account called like that?
That's true. That name, a girly MMA, is a little suspect. I have to tell you. If I was gonna.
Manly MMA.
Well, I mean, he did call up and prove that he is not only a woman, but that she's a hot ass woman as well.
Dude, maybe it's about. I mean,
Jesus
Found box.
Wait, Tito. All right, is Alexis a real female? Yes or no?
Dude, what is this? 20 questions?
All right, we got no answer on that one.
All right, yes.
Okay, well. Does she also then, is she really a fan of MMA and the UFC, or is it a work?
Well, I don't know, dude. But she hooked me up with UFC tickets, and that's all I needed.
See, because I'm thinking, you know, I'm not to put you on the spot, Tito, but maybe you're the mastermind behind her Twitter account.
Dude.
Maybe you're using your hot-ass sister to get these tickets and talk to fighters and shit, under the guise of being your own hot-ass sister. What do you say to that?
Dude, I'm about to fucking talk GSP nonsense right now, dude, but it was a work of aliens.
All right. Aliens are...
Would you eat GSP, or would you eat sushi off GSP's abs, yes or no?
Oh, fuck no, dude. Fuck no.
What about you, girly MMA? Who, if you could date any fighter, who would it be?
Fallon Fox?
Nah, I ain't into that homo shit, bro.
Oh, girly MMA isn't into that homo shit, apparently. That's understandable. Also on the list of Catfish, possibly. This girl's been talking at me. The Twitter name is Felicia Guerrera. And she claims to be a lawyer from Brazil. So right away, I'm calling, you know, and of course she's got a hot picture and shit, dude. But I'm calling bullshit on Felicia Guerrera from Brazil, an attorney at law, according to her fucking Twitter profile. I'm a little suspect about that shit. You know, I was talking about it with Mr. Front Row Brian, a previous guest. It just doesn't make sense that who would pick a catfish troll and fuck it up this bad by claiming to be Brazilian and having the internet and Twitter and being smart enough to be an attorney at law. I'm not.
What happened to your boy Chael Sonnen, though?
That's a desk junkie right there.
We have a question about Chael Sonnen. Well, what was that? I believe it was a girly MMA. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I said what happened to him.
What happened to him? You mean what at UFC 159? What are we talking about?
Yeah, when he got his ass whooped.
No, that's not true, man. It was an early stoppage. The ref was in on it, and if you've listened to any previous shows, you know that there was satanic, Luciferian, demonic influence playing a part.
Yo, what was that? Did they ever figure out what that was, that voice?
Satan.
It's very suspicious, man. Yeah, it was from the Book of Satan. It was a verse.
Don't soul his soul.
That's right. Yes, it. Well, someone did in the Jones camp. I suspect it was
had
his
to do
manager.
the toe for a reason to win that fight.
Yep. He did have superhuman strength. We were talking about that before we went live. But yeah, I just want to point out that, you know, you notice on YouTube now a bunch of videos coming out from the UFC, like it's all corner cams and mics.
Yeah.
Right, and you notice
I see that with Nick Diaz.
That's right. And you notice the person who is actually the account posting this on YouTube, these videos, who seem you know, the person that seems to have like, you know, the fucking outtakes on the mic, you know, just recorded. His YouTube name is Jerry Rips, which, if you remember, if you listen to the evil demonic voice that was heard during UFC 159, that satanic voice, it appears that the first thing that he says is actually Jerry Rips. If you listen
so
closely.
What are you getting at?
I have no fucking idea, man. I'm just smoking weed here, trying to do a show. I got people calling in. I'm trying to keep it going, man. But Perhaps this Jerry Rips guy on YouTube is some kind of sound guy who fucked up, got fired at UFC 159 after blatantly appearing on the mic in the broadcast for UFC.tv. And now he's taking it out by posting all these videos and outtakes and obviously calling himself Jerry Rips. But also, there is a very good chance that, it was the work of Satan. We don't know, people. Well,
what do you think about, hold on, let me ask you this while I'm here. What do you think about Nick Diaz retiring?
Nick Diaz retiring. That's a good one, man. I think he probably has one more gimmick fight left in him. I don't ever see him winning another fight that isn't absolutely handed to him like a can.
Really?
Yeah, but
you don't think he beat Carlos Condit?
Shit. That's a good question. That would be a good fight. See, that would be a fight that he should do and take. But I don't see him getting an easy fight handed to him. But so he shouldn't retire. He's got a couple fights left in him.
He should fight Matt Brown.
Matt Brown? What do you... Yeah, let's go around, actually. That's a good question. Caller, a girly MMA. Glad you brought that up, girl. Alan, Nick Diaz. You think he should fight who?
Matt Brown.
Yeah, Matt Brown. I think they should do Carlos Condit again.
The Condit rematch?
Matt Brown's going to win his next fight, and Matt Brown,
he's fighting Thiago Alves, ain't he?
Yeah, but we all know Thiago's not going to make it. He's going to get...
Thiago's going to knock him the fuck out.
Oh, Thiago's going to get hurt. He's going to pull out.
Nah,
he's going to fail a drug test.
Jake from the MMA podcast, Nick Diaz. What do you got for him next? You think he's crazy? You think he's done? What's up?
Man, I don't know. He's coming off that loss. I really haven't thought about it enough. And what is the deal with hot chicks who heckle everybody, man? I feel like every time I go out to the comedy club, there's always a hot chick trying to heckle the guy up on stage. We got it again tonight. This is ludicrous. But get back to me at the end, and I'll figure out who I think you should fight next.
No problem. Yeah, the truth. Nick Diaz. Do you think he's done, or do you think he should fight somebody? Would you watch the Condit rematch? What's up?
The only fight that I would watch, I forgot who said it, but Nate should move up to 170 and fight Nick.
You think they should a brothers fight like in the fucking movie Warrior?
Everybody would watch it,
and then they can both retire and leave us alone.
Exactly, it's the perfect plan.
Well, fuck. Who do you think would win, Yao?
A draw.
The better question is, which one of the brothers, who's going to blame it on what? I want to see that after the fight's over with and whoever loses, what are they going to blame it on?
Mm-hmm.
And then they both fail the drug test after, too.
No contest.
Plan.
The fight ends up meaning nothing. Tito, if you're still there, you're probably a Diaz fan, aren't you? You're all from the same area. What do you think? Who should Nick Diaz fight next, or is he fucking done? All right, Tito. You see these people, man. These people in Cali, man. You can only the short attention span, obviously.
It's what happens when you legalize buds. I guess for me, I would want to see Nick Diaz and Martin Kampmann. Kampmann's coming off that loss to Johnny Hendricks. That would be an interesting. That would be an exciting fucking fight.
Kampmann, yeah. I'm having trouble getting excited for anything anymore, people. I don't know about you guys, but I'm still coming down off of 159. There's nothing that really interests me. I mean, the Thug Jitsu Master is gonna have a fight. That'll be the next one I'm pumped for, but it's like a recovery period, people. But just one last thing about the MMA Catfish. I do want to say that there is one girl that I will confirm is not a catfish for sure. That is the infamous, I don't know if you guys know her, Jenny Friedman. She's great. She's the best. You should follow her. She is straight up legit. Yes, I did have sex with her one night. I barely remember it. But shout out, Jenny. We love you to death, girl.
That chick's crazier than a sack of cats, though.
She's ex-wife crazy, dude. But that's fine, man. I'm used to that. That brings us to
Jody Arias crazy.
Holy shit, you're psychic, Jake. That brings us to the next topic here on the Word in the Street podcast. Obviously, the Jody Arias, that crazy-ass bitch. She stabbed her boyfriend. She slit his throat, shot him up a few times. She killed that man 3 times. Found guilty of murdering him. They're going to sentence her ass or whatever. But, you know, we were talking about MMA Catfish on Twitter, crazy ass supposed bitches that aren't real. But this bitch is real and she is crazy. I just wanted to know, just randomly, it's a little off topic at MMA, but, you know, I am tying it loosely into the catfish category. I want to know, anybody out there on the call, have you ever had a personal experience or relationship with a crazy ass bitch? And I'll go first. You know, obviously I have. You know, I'm not going to lie, people. Back in my days before I settled down, before I got tired of, you know, associating with people, being around them, you know, before I had my came up with my rule about no more human contact for the rest of my life. I used to date around, I used to get around, and they were all fucking crazy. I never dated a girl that was not out of her mind in some way. Obviously, if you've been following on Twitter, you know, it seems like a joke, but I got bitches after me trying to claim that, you know, it's your baby, this and that. It's ridiculous, people, but I'm not going to, you know, they're going to have to take my blood if they want to prove that. You hear me? You know who you are, and I know you're listening, all right? You're going to have to take it from me. Anyway, I just wanted to ask, start with Jake and then go to Alan, Yao, and then our caller. You ever had crazy dealings with crazy bitches? Jake, what's the word on the street? You breaking hearts? You having bitches, you know, fucking leave notes, lipstick on your bathroom mirror? What's happening, man? Slashing your tires? What's up?
Actually, my cousin got all 4 of his tires slashed literally last weekend, but that's a whole nother story. You know, really, I've definitely dealt with a few wild women. The only one that comes to mind, though, was the chick who, when I started dating her, she was normal, and about 6 or 7 months in, she got involved with a cult. And they weren't, yeah, and they were literally the cult. This was in St. Augustine, Florida, and there's a downtown district where there are a lot of areas where people walk around and shop and stuff, and they would stand out there giving out flyers, telling people why they were going to hell. It was a hardcore ass cult.
Why you're going to hell?
So
that's the best flyer.
Yeah,
flyer.
Oh, it's an awesome flyer. So, like, I tried to stretch it out as long as I could, no pun intended. But when shit started to get to be where she didn't want to see R-rated movies because her church said they were satanic. Yeah, once the Christian shit started sneaking into the bedroom, that's when I kind of couldn't tolerate it anymore.
Oh no.
And it was that, and then it was the time where she told me that, yeah, I'm thinking instead of going to college to be a teacher, I can just be a pastor's wife. Like, whoa, yeah, just be a like that's not an occupation. That's an occupation of your spouse. Yeah,
that's being a hole. That's just being a hole.
It was wild shit, and I literally probably shouldn't say the cult just because they'll come after my ass.
They probably would. Now, Mr. Allen, you're obviously, you know, I'll blow up your spot again. You are law enforcement. You probably deal with crazy bitches all the time. You got a good crazy bitch story? What's going on?
Actually, I don't have any personal crazy bitch stories, but I do see them unfold every single night at work. And I'm not going to elaborate because it's probably, you know, rated X or, you know, something that's not, you know, good for this show or any of the listeners to hear.
You should strap a GoPro on your head for an overnight shift and then put the video on YouTube.
You know what? I will, just like I, you know, got the video with the champ, the great one, Chael P.
Hell yeah.
And Ronda Rousey. I will do that for y'all, and I will make a video segment for this show.
That's true. Go and look up those videos, people, if you haven't already.
What up, Chael?
Look up Chael Sonnen, look up Ronda Rousey, and just on YouTube, just type in either of their names and word on the street. You'll see Alan's video come up. These people are giving shout-outs to the show. Thank you very much for that, Alan. That was totally cool. We will have the People's Champion on eventually sometime. It's coming, people. It'll be the title interview, as I keep saying. Yeah, you're a young man. You're training. You're too busy training, going to school, hitting the books, doing the right things. Has some crazy bitch gotten into your life yet? Do you have any stories, ex crazy girlfriend stories? What's the deal, man? What's the truth?
I honestly don't. Nothing crazy like that has ever happened to me.
You're lucky, man. Stay away from them, dude. You shouldn't date any girl, man. Any girl that ain't gonna be gone when you're done with her, man. It's not worth it. I'm telling you.
Wait till you're 25.
That's right, man. At least 25. Don't even let them get that close, all right? Yeah, sure. You'll never know what it's like to be in love or care about somebody in a relationship. Trust me, it ain't worth it, man. Just stick to fighting. Getting punched in the face ain't gonna hurt as much as some bitch sleeping with some fucking nerd from Twitter, all right?
Just wait till you get one that while you're at UFC 159 for the week with your little brother, you have one that I come over, cook, clean, have everything nice and tidy whenever you get back, take care of your pets, and then give you some money to help replenish the funds after you spend a little too much at the trip.
That's right.
Nice.
Keeping the house together while you're out at the fights, drinking beers, slapping Brittany Palmer in the ass while she walks away with the card, giggling over her shoulder.
Hey, and running, because I did start back running while I was at the fight.
Oh yeah, oh shit, yeah, doing some laps. Why not? Now, caller, girly MMA is how we're referring to you. Have you ever had an experience, maybe a lesbian experience with a crazy ass bitch? You got any crazy bitch stories before we move on back to some MMA shit?
Well, I didn't want to say nothing, but that girl Alexis, she's a little freak.
Yep, that is the word on the street, apparently. Yeah, I've heard that, man, and we don't know if she's real or not.
Yeah, she's real.
I do have to, in all honesty, I have to be real here with the people listening. I am on the Skype call. I'm looking at everybody. If you call in on Skype, you have like a little icon, a little picture. Now, the person calling in, there's one caller that says it's Alexis. It's a picture of a hot-ass looking chick. She looks cute, little hair, little eyes. Yep, but the voice coming through on it is that of Tito. It is of a male. So I got to be honest, people.
Hello.
You never know what's going on here. You never fucking know. That's the problem. Don't trust anybody on Twitter. Don't trust anybody in this life. That's the best advice I could give you. Just be a shut-in, stay to yourself. At least nobody will ever hurt you. Someone gets close to you, says, hey, hello, how are you doing? You punch them in the face and you tell them, what are you trying to pull here? What is this?
Unless they've bled for you, then you can't trust them.
You're damn right, man. You're damn right. I mean, I gotta, whenever my phone rings and it says it's my brother, I don't answer half the time. How do I know it's really him? Anyway, moving on, people. I will talk about one thing, UFC 159 related. Jesus Christ. It's only because this fucking guy brought it up. I'm talking about Bob Sapp. The Bob Sapp. He's supposedly an MMA fighter. Yeah, he is the greatest of all time. Nobody can beat him. But, on Twitter, I do follow Bob Sapp. He's got about maybe 300 followers. It's something ridiculous. Even though he's a world famous fighter, supposedly.
And they're all little Japanese girls.
Yep. Yeah, who knows who the fuck. All right, look. This is embarrassing, people. Before UFC 159, I was talking a lot of shit. For some reason, I tweeted Bob Sapp. I think he said something about how Jones was going to crush Sonnen. So I fucking tweet Bob Sapp. I'm like, you know what, man? He doesn't stand shit. I'm just talking my shit, It's UFC 159 hype. Ends up, I bet Bob Sapp a steak dinner. I'm telling him if Jones wins, I'm going to buy him a steak. We basically shook hands on it via Twitter. Someone else was in on that conversation, too. I don't really remember who.
I think I was.
Was it you, Jake? Holy
yeah,
shit.
I think that was me.
Yeah, well, okay. So, Bob Sapp's just like, Jones wins, you're going to owe me a steak dinner, people. Ha, 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 ha. Fucking being Bob Sapp or whatever. And I'm like, okay, whatever, this guy's a bum, whatever, Chael's going to win anyway. Unfortunately, there was an early stoppage. So, I will own up to it. I won't pull a Wanderlei Silva here. I'm not going to pussy out. Bob Sapp, I know you're out there listening to this show. I know you're a huge fan. I just want to tell you, I do owe you a steak dinner. I will admit that, Bob Sapp. So when you're in Austin, Texas next time, hit me up. We'll go out, I'll buy you a stupid fucking steak. I'll get you to come on the podcast at least to make it somewhat worth it. And, congratulations. This is probably the only fight you've ever gotten right or won. Bob Sapp, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, on Twitter. Follow him. He needs the followers, right? I seriously, I probably have more followers on Twitter. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. When he went on the Ariel Hawaii show, that was past like Sapp's kind of out of it and a little crazy. Like when I'm blanking on his name. When Hawaii asked like simple questions, he would just say, "Oh, blah blah blah," like just being completely psychopathic. So honestly, I would hire like a security guard or something because you never know if Bob's just gonna freak out and flip the table. And we do know he is the greatest mixed martial artist of all time, so he probably could murder you in 1 or 2 strikes.
Well, most people would say he's a bum, but yeah, if he does come up to Austin, he probably would just make no sense of it at all, just spend the money to fly down to Austin, Texas for no reason at all, just to collect on that fucking free steak. I know he's going to do it. So yeah, I'll go out with him. I don't need no backup. I know thug jitsu people. It's ridiculous. It helps you with street fight situations. And speaking of street fights, that brings us to the next topic. We broached it a little bit earlier today, but on the round table, but I'll bring it up right here because I did read a little bit more and try to get to the bottom of this shit. I'm talking about Mark Hunt. Supposedly the news is breaking. Everybody's getting the story wrong, saying he was apparently arrested like today or yesterday or some shit. But it turns out that he's just having some visa issues or something getting back into the States. I think he lives in New Zealand or some shit, but he's having some issues getting back into the U.S. because of some sort of arrest that happened like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, 2002.
Right. And the quote is, I'll just read it from Mark Hunt's own words, courtesy of Ariel Hawaii's website. Go to that fucking website, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the quote from Mark Hunt is, "A friend of mine punched another friend outside a club. Another guy said to me that they needed help, so I went out to see what had happened. I see that these 2 losers were drunk. I tried to go back in the club, and an undercover cop said I wasn't allowed. So I said, 'Can I just go back in to get my girl?' And he says no. I ask him again. He says, 'I'll tell you one more time, you're under arrest.' So guess what? I ask again. He flicks his baton. I get upset." Mark Hunt continues. "So he has his baton in his left hand, and I walk up to him. He maces me with his right hand, and they jump me." Don't know who they is. All of a sudden, there's more than one guy apparently in the story. And anyway, Mark Hunt says, "I wasn't even drunk. Right. I spent New Year's in jail for public intoxication, and I wasn't even drunk." Well, I'll go to our officer here on the line here. He's he's familiar with law enforcement. Mr. Allen, does the Mark Hunt story make a lot of sense to you? He's saying, obviously there was a, off-duty cop working the bar, and he tried to get back in, but he claims he's not drunk, and that the cop just told him to leave, and then all of a sudden the cops macing him and jumping him. What do you think, in your experience, what do you think was more likely the true story in this case? Since I'm sure there's always 2 sides to this type of shit. What do you think, Alan?
Okay, let me break it down for you. I could see it 2 different ways. Though, on the one hand, I don't know with that being a bar or a nightclub, like cops, we work extra duty, so technically you're employed by that business. Mm-hmm. You're not employed by the city or the municipality or, the parish or, county, wherever you work for. So if they tell you they don't want certain people coming back in or whatever, discrepancy there is, and they, normally give you leeway to, tell people, hey, you're not allowed back in, that's the word. If, he would have told Mark Hunt that and Mark Hunt chose not to listen, it could be legit. It's not just a cop being a D-bag and telling them, hey, you can't come back in. If he's working for that business, that's his job to tell certain people they can't come back in if he thinks that, they might cause trouble or something. On the other hand, I've seen some pretty D-bag moves from cops. And, it's what you call POP, piss off the police. And, if you piss off a cop, he's going to, figure something out to, hit you with. So that could also, he could have got the bad end of the stick and, got shafted with that whole deal. So, it could be either way. There's no way to know unless you're there.
Yeah, I don't buy that he wasn't drunk. He's saying he was at a bar. Come on, guys. Jake from the MMA podcast. Have you ever been involved in a bar? See, it's my theory that almost if you're male and you've gone out to bars at least one time, you've almost gotten into some sort of altercation. Jake, you ever been in that sort of fucking mess? Even if it's your best friend getting into a goddamn fight at a bar. I'm sure we've all gotten kicked out of bars. Come on. What about you, Jake? Are you a good old boy? What's happening?
Yeah, I was actually gonna say something along those lines. Me personally, I'm a really happy guy when I'm drunk, and even if you are shitty at me, I'll kind of just blow it off and not worry about it. But there was one time I went to the University of Florida and lived just a few blocks away from all the bars. It's like 50,000 kids go there. And there was a time I was there with a few friends. Somebody got shitty with a friend of mine, so it was sort of, a few dudes were friends with the one guy, and I was a part, of the few guys who were with my friend. So, yeah, I was a part of that whole stick out your chest and, strut around and make them think you're a badass. Mm-hmm. But it really, nothing came out of it. Probably, I've definitely seen quite a few fights, but nothing per capita was as impressive as Florida versus Georgia, the football game. It's known as the world's largest outdoor cocktail party in Jacksonville, Florida. Literally, it's maybe from exiting the stadium to getting to your car, maybe an 8 or 9 minute walk. I probably saw a dozen fights just from the stadium to my car. Most of them between Florida and Georgia fans. Some of them between all Georgia fans, all Florida fans. But yeah, it's a pretty nasty rivalry. And once your Florida and Georgia fans get all liquored up and they're talking shit leaving the stadium, and they don't want to drive home for a while too because they're drunk as fuck, you see quite a bit of fights.
Yeah, man. Oh, Jesus. Me just mean streets of Austin, Texas, training thug jitsu. It's if I had a dime for every time someone's challenged me on the streets, man, I'd retire right now. I wouldn't even be on with you guys. Yeah, the truth. You're obviously a raging alcoholic. You go out to the bars all the time out there in Queens. Have you ever gotten into a good bar fight or seen a good street fight? What's the word on the streets of Queens?
No, I actually don't watch fights. If one were to break out, I'd go away. I'd walk away. It's too violent, Like I can watch MMA, but I can't watch a freaking street fight or bar fight or whatever. And for the listeners, I am not an alcoholic. Ramses is high. He doesn't know what he's saying.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to add in, here in Florida, when you watch a fight, it's just going to be a fight, so you stick around and watch it. In Queens, there's a 75% chance an innocent bystander is going to get shot after the fight goes down, so that's probably a good strategy.
Yeah, I forgot about that as well. Anything can happen here in Queens, New York, but I do recommend that everyone come to Queens, New York before they die.
Yeah, I'll be there sometime. That's where the movie Coming to America was based. So I'd like to see the sites, the filming locations, if they're still around. Now, caller, a girly MMA, supposedly. You ever been involved in a good bar fight? I know you're a lady and all, but you got a good street fighting witness story, or you ever people stepping up to you all the time? What's it like on the mean streets over there? Yeah. Hell yeah. Ice Cube. Hell yeah, Ice Cube, NWA. I believe that was Fuck the Police. Good classic 90s tune. I hear what you're saying, caller.
And now
we are legit.
And now he plays the police on TV.
Oh, Alan, I was going to ask you real quick. Being law enforcement, you don't have to go into it if it is a yes, but just yes or no. Have you yourself ever been arrested by the man?
No. The closest I ever got to a bar fight was back in the day when I was like 18, 19, and I hadn't met my old lady yet, and I was still out there fishing for more Asian women, and was at a bar. Decided to talk to this, pretty young Vietnamese girl that was sitting by herself at the bar, and all of a sudden about 12 Vietnamese guys walked up to me.
Oh, no.
And all my friends are out on the dance floor. So they walk up to me and they're like, "Hey man, this is my sister, man. Don't be talking to her."
It wasn't enough that they won the
fuck
fucking
you up,
war.
man. Exactly. So they, then all of a sudden a gun gets flashed, and I'm only 18 years old at the time, so I don't know what to do. So I'm just like, whatever. I'll stop talking to your hot ass sister, even though she wants to talk to the, Guilo Michun.
That's right.
And, that's about the closest I've ever been. I've been involved in fights outside of bars, but that's about the closest to a bar fight.
I can't believe those Vietnamese, man. They can't just leave it alone. War was over a long time ago. They got to keep it going here. You're just trying to introduce their sister to the culture, the American culture here. You're trying to do
to the
favor.
Dark side.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, I can talk about Vietnamese people because my old lady, she is Vietnamese. So
yes, that is true. Yeah, I should have mentioned that in all fairness. This is not a racist podcast, although it could be argued that at times it has seemed that way. But listen, people, the only way you're an enemy of this show is if you sign the dotted line to fight Chael Sonnen or if you're like Eddie Sanchez.
Or if you're black.
Yeah.
Or if you're a John Jones fan.
Oh yeah, speaking of the Vietnamese, we did have a theory that Yao the Truth was lying about who he was, that he is not actually African American. Jake, you think he's Vietnamese, dude?
Yeah, I sent a private eye out to Queens to watch Yao for a few days, and he found some suspicious shit going on. Yao kept on going into Vietnamese laundromats in Queens, kept eating Vietnamese food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the most damning evidence of all, we have photographic evidence that Yao is in blackface. Yao puts on blackface every morning. He is really a Vietnamese man. He forgot to change his name when he got to Queens, forgot to change it to Tyrone or something. I don't know. But Yao, you've been found out, and I think it's time you come clean. What is the real truth?
Can you prove that you're black, Yao? Can you actually prove it? Pictures can be faked.
No, these pictures can't be faked. You guys seen me. Come on, I gotta defend myself. Jake, I did know that you had some spies out here, but they found the wrong Yao. Sorry. Maybe you'll try next time.
Sending out fake Yaos? God damn it. I knew it.
You know what? All right. Now listen, people. The reason why I've been suspicious of Yao, we'll follow up in just 1 second. But first, just before we wrap it up on Mark Hunt, the story got propagated today. It made it seem like he was arrested today. He was not. According to everything I'm reading, he wasn't arrested. But he did, it was another interesting headline because anytime a UFC fighter gets arrested, it's always interesting. Everybody cares. It's a good story. So real quick, I just want to ask everybody, who's had the best UFC arrest of all time? Who's done it, goddammit? Jake from the MMA podcast, what are some memorable arrests, and who do you think has had the best one so far?
Man, I don't know if Mayhem breaking into the church butt naked counts, but that was a really good one. Rampage going on a rampage through the streets, busting down like a dozen mailboxes in his truck. That was pretty good.
They said he killed a baby.
Only because he drank Mountain Dew? I mean, come on.
That's true. A lot of people might not even know what we're talking about, but real quick, they did their best. They did a damn good job of burying this news piece. But someone did rampage. He was driving around. He did get in some sort of in a car accident with a pregnant woman. And apparently, allegedly, the pregnant woman ended up losing the baby. She blames Rampage. She presses charges and sues him. And of course it did get settled. All right. So the big story was Rampage killed a baby. But obviously, I think it was actually proven that he didn't or something like that. I forget. The details are foggy.
Yeah, they said that the cause of her losing the baby wasn't because of the accident. It was medically proven somehow.
Exactly. I think there was actually proof that it was just a money grab. But it was the most ridiculous, probably the most, the arrest with the most implications. The holy shit, that was if she'd gone ahead with those charges, we could have seen Rampage doing prison. Shit. And so yeah, that was a bad arrest, saying he killed the baby. But yeah, anything else come to mind, Alan? You're law enforcement. I keep pointing that out. But yeah, what was your favorite UFC arrest that you heard of or read about, if you can name one?
Actually, like, to be honest, when I'm not at work, like, I don't even pay attention to stuff like that. So I don't really have a favorite one. Maybe the Mayhem story, just because, when he went on the Ariel Hawaii show and did his whole little spill where he, like, grabbed Jacob Volkman's shirt and walked out. Maybe that was probably the only one that I really care about, just because of all the stuff that ensued afterwards was pretty crazy and entertaining.
All right, well, I got to ask you, Alan, just a hypothetical here, as an officer of the law. Let's say you're patrolling one night in the streets of Baton Rouge or wherever you are, wherever you are. You see a truck going down the highway, swerving in and out of the lanes, going out of control. Obviously, there's something up. You put on the lights, you flash it. Couple minutes later, the dude finally pulls over. You walk up, hand on the gun, you're ready to do your thing. He rolls down the window and you see that it's a UFC fighter. Not only is it a UFC fighter, it's Chael Sonnen. Let's say you pull over Chael Sonnen drunk driving in the streets of Louisiana, Alan. What do you do, son?
Well, first off, we know that the Great One doesn't drink. So
let's say he was forced to drink by John Jones.
Yeah, let's say it was. I mean, I'd have to do what any other Chael P. Sonnen fan would do. I'd offer him a front seat ride back to his hotel.
That's what I'm talking about. And then have someone express tow his truck back to where it needed to be.
No, I'd have my little brother come and pick up his vehicle and drive it there for him.
Hell yeah.
It'd be
That's
an
what
honor.
I'm talking about. We need more cops like you. Yeah, the truth. What is your favorite UFC arrest of all time, or the one that comes to mind? What do you remember hearing about?
Does Josh Rosenthal count?
He damn well does, man.
Okay, I'll take that one.
That is, I gotta say, that is one of the best. It tops Mayhem, for damn sure. Josh Rosenthal, a referee in the UFC, arrested for having a multi-million-dollar marijuana growing operation. Multi-million-dollar, people. You understand that? That's some fucking pressure. How did he sweat that one out? I wish there was an update on. Anybody have any update? I mean, hopefully we live in the type of world where he'll just get some huge fine and probation for good 10 years. Hopefully he doesn't have to do too much time in jail, man, or prison. That's a damn shame. It's a fucking plant.
He'll probably be assigned to the White House to be Obama's personal grower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. While he keeps on jailing people for it, I actually just looked up an article. It says he took a plea deal. He took a plea deal, and he's now awaiting sentencing.
That son of a bitch.
So,
yeah, he'll get probation. That'll be it.
Talking about wild arrests, before we move on, I have one story I feel like I've got to share. I saw it. A few of my friends I went to high school with shared this on Facebook, and a guy I went to high school actually made national news. And I'll go ahead and read the story. A 23-year-old man is facing charge. Oh yeah, this is a guy I went to high school with. Didn't know him well, but I definitely, I knew him. 23-year-old man is facing charges after police say he entered a couple's home, masturbated, played with their toy helicopter, and then ate a salad he had brought along with him. Jason Vickery apparently passed by the home sometime last Wednesday evening and noticed one of the doors was unlocked. Which I don't know how you just like notice a door is unlocked on a home without walking up and seeing if it's unlocked. Instead of entering the home immediately, Vickery reportedly went to his own home and grabbed a bag containing a wig, a pouch of chewing tobacco, a green towel, and a salad. Vickery then returned to the unoccupied home, police say, entered through the unlocked door. He told police that upon entering the home, he headed to an upstairs bathroom to masturbate. Vickery then wandered to the kitchen. Yeah, he then wandered to the kitchen after searching for and finding batteries for the toy helicopter. He played with it, flying it for a short time, thus depriving the owner of the item, police said. Vickery told police he heard voices coming from outside as he sat in the couple's home and ate the salad that he brought with him. He got nervous, he said, and attempted to leave. He was met at the back door by a police officer. He was booked on charges of burglary and larceny and held on $27,000 bond.
That's fucked up, man. Well, everything's fucked up. The only part that made sense was that as soon as he broke in, he went upstairs to jerk off. That I understand. All right.
Yeah, I don't know why he would. I mean, you know, he was nice enough to go home and get dinner first before doubling back and eating at their house. But I mean,
salad, dude. You wanted salad, man.
There have been much more violent break-ins than that. You know, I mean, shit.
It's fucked up, dude. Yeah, I had a fucking my friend from high school that ended up in Florida did something fucked up. He killed his neighbor's wife. He just bashed her head in. She died, and then he was in his house next door. Then the husband comes over, knocks on the door. He answers it. He's like, "No, your wife's not here." And the husband's like, "Yes, she is. She said she was coming over to talk to you." He says, "No, he's not." The husband sees blood just running all over the carpet behind him. Goes home, calls the cops. They find the dude. That's the guy I went to high school with, man. That's Florida for you, man. But this is all just a fucking distraction here. I did mention that we were going to go back to Yao the Truth here because we already revealed that, you know, he's lying about being African American. He's not really black. But let's also expose him a little bit more here. I think he's not Yao the Truth. I think he's Yao the Liar. All right? Because, Yao, are you there? Are you ready for this? I got to call you out on something. I told you about it earlier. I told you it was coming. Are you ready?
I am.
Now, Yao here likes to claim that his supposed favorite fighter and the future champion of the lightweight UFC division, he claims that Melvin Gillard is obviously the shit. He thinks he's the shit, one of the best fighters in his class, title bound. Obviously, Jake brought this up the other day on Twitter. You were saying, you know, you were calling Yao out, man. You know, you don't believe this, right? You think he's full of shit, Jake. That Melvin Gillard would be obviously this has got to be some sort of troll, right?
Yeah, he needs to come up with a better troll than this bullshit.
Yep, and Jake, why do you think he's trolling about Melvin Gillard being one of the greatest fighters? Just tell us what we already know, but seriously, why is this obviously ridiculous? I
mean, Yao knows mixed martial arts, so he knows better than to, you know, than to say Melvin could win the championship. He actually, I looked into it. He is training over at Grudge now in Colorado with Carwin, Marquardt, Schaub, and all those guys over there. He was on a 5-fight winning streak against a bunch of no-names: Shane Roller, Evan Dunham, Jeremy Stevens, Waylon Lowe, Ronnie Torres. And then the UFC started giving him good opponents. They gave him 4 good opponents. They gave him Joe Lauzon, they gave him Jim Miller, they gave him Donald Cerrone, and they gave him Jamie Varner. And Melvin failed every single time they gave him a good opponent. And I don't see Melvin cracking the top 5 in the lightweight class, or the top 10. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how you could even think that he could fight for the title, and to be so so crazy about it. I mean, Penn, my favorite fighter, probably has a better chance to win the title, but I know that that's not a likely thing that's going to happen.
Yeah, the truth, man. Are you trolling us about this Melvin Gillard shit, or are you serious? What's the deal with the Melvin Gillard stuff, man?
Okay, look, people.
Yep, tell us.
Melvin Gillard is my favorite lightweight. Okay, he's my favorite lightweight, and what I'm doing is being a loyal and supportive fan. That's what loyal and supportive fans do. They support their favorite fighters when they need it the most, and this is when Melvin needs it the most. He's, trying to get back into title contention. Melvin Gillard is probably I put my money on him any day of the week. He's one of the most explosive, well-rounded, hardest hitters in the lightweight division. And what I'm doing is being supportive. And he will be UFC lightweight champion one day. Watch. If not by the end of the year, he hasn't fought yet this year. So if not by the end of the year, then next year he will be UFC champion.
Are you related to Melvin Gillard? I have to ask.
Yes.
Is he paying you money to say this?
Look, this is not a gimmick, okay? This is not a gimmick.
I mean, what did he save your life one day? Do you owe him a favor? What? Tell us the truth, man. Tell us the truth. Yow, the truth.
This is the truth. I remember when Chael had just finished losing to Anderson Silva for the second time after UFC 148, and you were saying how that gave you your inspiration to start making your videos and everything.
That's true.
You were supporting him. This is what I'm doing. Supporting one of my favorite fighters when he needs it the most.
That's a fine point. I will give you that. But Alan, you're hearing this. He's claiming Melvin Gillard is his favorite fighter. He's title bound. Do you believe this man? Do you believe this shit?
I don't know. Personally, I just don't like Melvin because he's from New Orleans. And from my experience, being from Baton Rouge, about 30 minutes away from New Orleans, everybody from New Orleans in general is full of garbage. All they did was come to Baton Rouge and pollute my city after Hurricane Katrina. They didn't want to listen to, everybody telling them to get out of the city.
That's true.
And all it's done is made Baton Rouge become one of the highest crime cities in the country. We're now ranked number 5. And before Katrina, before the migration of the New Orleans occupants, we were ranked number 50. So we weren't even close to the top 10. So being that Melvin is originally from New Orleans, I have to hate him.
Okay, I don't know how we got from Melvin Gillard's fighting career to the plague that has visited itself upon Baton Rouge due to the Hurricane Katrina fallout. But Alan makes a good point there, and I'll make another point. Yow, look, when you were talking this nonsense about Melvin the other day on the tweets, I sent you the GIF, the animated GIF file of the supposed knockout when Melvin fought Donald the Cowboy Cerrone. I sent you that GIF, man, and you watched the fight live. We all know there wasn't any solid connection there that could have resulted in that kind of knockout. It looked fake as hell to me. Will you at least concede that fight was suspicious? They were training partners out of the same camp. There was more money in it if Cerrone won, for the UFC and for Cerrone and for the camp. That thing had dive written all over it. I'm calling it a work. But honestly, you're a Melvin Gillard fan, so give me your honest take. Do you think that fight was fixed? Or do you think that knockout was legit? Or do you think something else happened? What's up, Yow?
I'm kind of in the middle because, I don't doubt the word on the street, Ramses.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know.
But then again, being real and being serious, that was a legit knockout. It was. If you look at it, the way Donald threw the kick, it kind of stunned Melvin, and then he punched him in the face with the right hand. So it was legit. But then again, I'm kind of in the middle because I don't want to doubt the word on the street.
Listen to me, Yao. If you're going to be fighting, if you're going to get in the fucking cage with somebody in your own life personally, you have to be ready to spot when you're being tricked by body language and bullshit. You have to be ready to spot shit like this, all right? when you hit an opponent and he's feigning weakness, when he's feigning a strike, or when he's feigning that you struck him, you have to be ready to recognize it. I'm telling you, nothing connected on Melvin Guillard that would result in the type of knockout that he tried to display for us, man. It was bullshit. You got to watch it again.
I want to add in one thing before we move past Melvin and Yao's weird shit going on there. I think I realize why Yao likes Melvin. Yao, your favorite fighter is George St. Pierre, right?
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Who was involved in a little bit of a controversy for greasing against Penn in a fight where, look, Penn's my favorite fighter. George shouldn't have greased simply because he could have out wrestled him without the grease, but you know he greased up his back so Penn would have no leverage once he was in his guard. March 5th, 2005, Melvin Guillard fought Roger Huerta at Freestyle Fighting Championships 14. That fight is a no contest. The result was overturned from a Guillard win because Guillard was caught greasing. Guillard was greasing against Huerta. It was turned over into a no contest, and he lost the fight.
Wait. The fight was...
He didn't lose it, but it was a no contest.
But that was just solely because he was greased up.
Yeah.
What are you going to say, Yao?
Solely for greasing.
What's up now, Yao? What's going on with your favorite fighter now? What's happening?
It's in that fight.
The only other time he got popped after the fight was when he fought Joe Stevenson in 2007 and tested positive for...
He paid this guy to kiss BJ Penn during his entrance to the octagon to distract him. You can find the video on YouTube. And as far as Melvin Guillard greasing... I want to see video. I want to see pictures. I want to see, something other than...
the fight was already turned into a no contest.
Wikipedia, which Jake loves. He loves to go on Wikipedia.
I love the wiki.
Where anybody can upload anything. So I want some actual proof.
Hey, I'm going to give you the proof. He's from New Orleans, and people from New Orleans do some dirty, dirty stuff.
Like cocaine.
Just look at the prisons where they're running around with AKs, cell phones, beers, like in the city jail in New Orleans.
They have an AK-47.
Yes, they do. The prisoners. Not only do they have cable TV, but they have access to firearms. They have access to 40-ounce beers because we all know that's the drink of choice. 40-ounce malt liquor.
This is not a racist podcast.
I'm having one myself. I'm drinking a 40 right.
Racist. Oh my god!
Google the video though. They have it on video, and that's why the city, not the mayor, but the city chief of the police or whatever is getting in trouble again because it's like from 2010.
Yeah.
Also, Melvin Guillard, when he fought Joe Stevenson in 2007, he got guillotine choked in 27 seconds and failed the drug test, tested positive for cocaine.
For cocaine, I am, Yao mentioned the wiki, so I pulled it up myself, and I'm looking at his record here. A lot of pink, green, a lot of blue.
I mean, you've got to give him a lot of cred for fighting a lot. He has fought his ass off, and I love fighters who stay active and fought a lot. But there is a lot of red in that record.
Yeah, but he does look good. I think he looks like he won in at least his first 10 fights. Yeah.
Just because they were in New Orleans, probably, and they were all works.
And he was fighting homeless people.
Well, Alan, the first 5 fights were, the first 6, 7 fights were in, New Orleans.
Works.
Yeah, you might be on to something here.
What is this here? What is this? What did this show turn into?
Well, it's just the thing is that it's just when someone claims that Melvin Guillard is their favorite fighter, I automatically have questions. Okay, your favorite lightweight. Now your story's changing, all right, son? So that's an odd choice, all right? That's like me saying that Eddie Sanchez is my favorite heavyweight.
No,
okay?
It's not.
And then you'd be like, man, Eddie Sanchez, he's also Mexican. You know what I'm saying?
I'll make you feel better because my favorite lightweight fighter is, embraced mediocrity since he came into the UFC, and that's Takanori Gomi. You know, he's done terrible. He's done terrible since he's come here, but he's still my favorite fighter.
I have to say one thing.
What's up?
Melvin Gillard beats all of you guys on the call. Favorite lightweight. BJ Penn for Jake.
You're wrong.
Eve Edwards.
You're wrong.
Edwards for
wrong,
Harambe.
dude. That's 0-2.
And he doesn't beat Gomi because 2013 Gomi destroys Melvin Gillard.
Wrong.
Yeah, I was hoping
He beat Diego Sanchez. The judges just didn't agree with the fight.
That's true. I saw that.
Look, I said it on Twitter earlier in the week. Melvin Gillard's Who Hit You beats Eve Edwards Thug Jitsu.
No, he does not, dude. That's when I was like, all right, Jake was right. He's trolling about this Melvin Gillard shit. Once you started to say he could beat Eve Edwards, man, oh, are you fucking kidding me? Eve Edwards, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, just right now. What is the _ truth?
I'm telling you the truth, okay? He beats Eve Edwards. He beats BJ Penn, and he beats Takanori Gomi in the same night.
Obviously,
just like he beats,
have a glass chin.
Yeah, just like he beats Benson and Pat Healy and Cain Velasquez and Bruce Lee and Anderson Silva and everybody else, right?
Hey, he might be able to beat Anderson Silva because I mean anybody could beat Anderson Silva if he didn't cheat.
It's true, man. It's a dirty rat. Look, yeah, the only reason we're giving you a hard time, it's not because Melvin's black and it's not because you're black.
It's because you're black.
It's because your choice, the fact that you claimed him as one of the best is preposterous. All right, you don't see anybody like calling me out for Eve Edwards being my top lightweight. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's actually believable. Melvin Gillard is not believable. That knockout, that dive he took to the Cowboy Cerrone, that was not believable. It was like movie stunt quality type shit that we were seeing there. And that brings us on to our next topic on the Word on the Street podcast. I want to talk about just real quick, we mentioned the Melvin Gillard knockout from Cowboy Cerrone, that head kick that just clipped him. It was Crow Cop style, those fucking theatrics. The head kick clips him. He fucking acts stunned as hell. Cowboy rushes in with just a one bum knockout punch, supposedly. Melvin Gillard face plants. He's supposedly knocked out, but he's perfectly covering up his face so that he's missing that landing punch from the Cowboy that comes. It was total bullshit. It was a dive. They were on the same training camp. They've been partners and friends. Now, but we're talking about bullshit MMA moves. That was a movie type quality shit. I just wanted to bring up stupid MMA moves that people try to pull off in action movies or TV shows. When they actually try to incorporate like an MMA style move into like a TV show or fucking movie, and they get it all wrong. Credit to Joe Rogan. He was talking about this first, but he mentioned the show Dexter. I don't know if you guys have seen that fucking show. Dexter, the serial killer. There's a one episode where it's John Lithgow. He's like the psycho serial killer of the fucking season. And he gets this bitch into a rear naked choke in a bathtub, chokes her out. And Rogan was saying, it was the fakest shit he's ever seen. We're seeing that a lot in these days. Fake MMA moves in the 80s. It used to be like, just even more unbelievable. Like in every Rambo movie, you'd see him snapping people's necks with almost one hand, just breaking people's necks like they were Slim Jims, man. In the 90s, late 90s, you saw Jack Bauer on 24. He was choking people out. It got so ridiculous by the 7th season. Whenever he was choking someone out, he was just like, he was whispering to him. He was just like, shh, don't fight it, don't fight it. Like not even putting any effort into it. He was on his cell phone while he was choking people out. It was ridiculous. And I once saw, I don't remember the damn movie. It was pretty recent. It was something I downloaded illegally. It was like somebody was in a fight and they put the other dude into a fake like leg triangle, and then like supposedly like it ended in like a neck break. Like the person like broke the dude's neck in a fake triangle. It was horse shit. Alan, you're a big movie freak. I know you have a massive DVD collection. Do you think any movie has ever gotten MMA right or even close to it? Have you ever seen like the movie Warrior or Bloodsport? Like, what do you think has gotten like action right, or what's totally gotten it wrong, dude? I was just watching this show, The Americans, on FX. It's called The Americans. It's about these Russians trying to pretend to be, you know, Americans or spies or whatever. There was this episode, I think it was 2 weeks ago, where the dude, the Russian, he's an American. He's pretending to be American. He's like fighting this dude, and he actually puts him in an arm bar, and it was pretty legit looking. They actually got the technique down. They filmed it all, and then, you know, he of course broke the arm in half. It was pretty sick or whatever, but it was a legit technique. It was probably the first recent instance I've ever seen of somebody getting it right. Alan, I know you watch a shit ton of movies, man. What are your favorite MMA movies? And even if they weren't believable, just what's the deal, man? Why do you think they can't get it right, or have they? What's your opinion?
I think it's the same thing as with, you know, a lot of the cheesy martial arts movies that they make. It's, you know, they're not even trying to make this stuff realistic. They're just trying to make a buck. They don't want it to correctly portray the actual sport, the actual art. That, you know, they're just trying to make a buck off of it. I give you an example. I was flipping through Netflix one day on the little digital, you know, subscription, and happened to run across Stephen Bonner made a movie, and I'm not joking. Stephen Bonner helmed his own action movie. I think it was. Go look it up. It's some type of movie where he plays like a fighter, like a world champion fighter, which is hard enough to believe. He gets hired out to go save this girl from like this evil underlord or whatever that, you know, hosts illegal cage fights. And oh my god, I flash forwarded through all the just to the fight scenes just to see how legit they were, since, you know, Stefan is a real MMA artist.
I see it. Hold on, I see it. It's on. Come up on IMDb. This movie, Supreme
I'm looking
Champion.
at it too.
Jake, what the
It's got Sean Shirk, Travis Luter. It's got Sokaju. It's got Gilbert Melendez in it. Oh, this is great.
I'm downloading this shit, or I'm renting this shit right now.
It's amazingly terrible.
It was given a rating of 2 out of 10 on IMDb.
Well, give us an impromptu review, Alan. You saw the movie Supreme Champion, released in the year 2010, starring Stephen Bonner as Troy Jennings.
All I've got to say is the only thing I remember from it is some fake boobs and Stephen Bonner pretending to have sex with some chick. They cut right before, because, you know, he's married. But
wait, so he's a champion and he's getting laid in this movie?
Oh my god, it's terrible.
Wow, I'm watching a trailer for it right now. Like the fighting scene literally looks like it is just poor. It's poor all around. This looks incredible, and I'm gonna watch it as soon as I can.
He's the first on IMDb. He's the first billing. Like, he's the first listed.
Oh no, he carries most of the film. Like, he probably has like 80% of the film's, you know, screen time.
In the IMDb listing, he doesn't even have. He's the first billing on the cast list, but he doesn't even have a picture next to his name. And then it lists his character. Well, it's confusing because it says his character is Troy Jennings, and then in quotes it says as Stephen American Psycho Bonner. So it's almost like he's playing a character named Troy Jennings who's playing Stephen American Psycho Bonner, is the way this IMDb reads.
No, he only uses the name Troy Jennings in the movie.
Okay.
It doesn't mention his actual real name.
That's why we got the word on the street here about this fucking movie, Supreme Champion. I'm glad we're talking about it here. You're watching the
I'm
trailer?
watching the trailer with no audio, and it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. It shows like this guy carry a chick out of a car, and then he's like really looks really evil, and he's whispering in her ear. And then it shows Bonner like running out of a car, and he does a flying knee, like tries to do like this, like I guess it's supposed to be a flying armbar or something, but he just like wraps his leg around the guy's torso and falls down, and then the bad guy sneaks up on him and hits him, it looks like, and then the next scene is just him like sitting up looking real cool on a cell phone. I have no idea what the fuck is going on, but I love it.
There's a fucking... Alright, I'm looking at the cast list now. There's a babe that... the character's name is Bambi. And we do have a couple more MMA stars in the movie Supreme Champion. Download it now. Released in the year 2010. All right, Supreme Champion, starring Stephen Bonner as Troy Jennings. On the cast list also is Oleg Tektarov. He plays Blade. We have Sean Shirk. He plays a character named the Shark. Travis Luter plays a referee. And let's see who else we got.
Sokaju is chasing Stephen Bonner through the woods with a gun in this trailer I'm watching.
Okay, we got Sokaju in the movie, and also I'm reading that Gilbert Melendez plays a logger, just a logger in this movie. It's interesting. Huh. The rating on IMDb is a 2.3 stars out of 10. That's from 115 users voting in. Not looking too good, but I'm gonna see it tonight. Thanks for the recommendation, Alan. But yeah, you are a movie buff, dude. Alan, hopefully, what else is good? Have you ever seen a decent MMA movie? I mean, come on, break some knowledge off. You have a huge DVD collection.
Well, as you said, Warrior wasn't too bad. You know, it is an American film production, so you can't really ask too much from it, but it is a good movie. What I wanted to give a shout out to is, you know, a lot of Korean movies are getting a lot of showtime now, and, you know, a lot of Korean directors are coming over here directing movies. Even though it wasn't that good, The Last Stand, Kim Ji-woon, the director, is a really, really, really heralded Korean director. And they had a movie recently made. It's a Korean MMA movie. It's pretty, you know, it sticks to the, you know, MMA format. It's not all crazy wire work and anything like that. It's pretty legit. It's called Fist of Legend. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the Korean name is for it right now. I'll tweet out a link for it later. It's on YouTube, but I don't know if it's been released on DVD yet. I downloaded it because I have access to certain Asian websites. Yeah. But it's called Fist of Legend. It's from 2012, 2013. It's a Korean MMA movie, and it's really good. It's legit.
I'll check it out. It's right on the list. It'll be next in line after I watch Supreme Champion tonight, starring Stephen Bonner. Wow, people! I bet this is a goddamn treat here. I bet it's like a Never Back Down 2 caliber. And by the way, the people requesting a lot of people always requesting that I put out an old school word on the street video on YouTube. Trust me, people, I've been working on this thing for a damn long time. When my review of Never Back Down, my video review of Never Back Down 2 drops, you'll understand why it's taken so long, where I've been. It'll be my masterpiece.
Fuck Christoph Waltz. Fuck Christoph Waltz. Todd Duffy should have gotten the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
Yep. I fucking dropped a tear too, man. He made me believe that I should never back down to the beatdown. Now, actually, let's have a little fun here, all right? I was stoned here. You know, it didn't look like Bloodstained Lane was going to come through on the interview, so I was like, man, I got to come up with some shit. And one of the crazy ideas I had was for us to play a little game here real quick on the Word in the Street. A little bit of trivia here, a little bit of on-the-spot shit. Are you guys ready? I call it the opponent game. Are you fuckers ready?
I am.
Okay, here's the guessing order, the same as it's been all night. It'll go Jake, Alan, and then Yao. Jake, Alan, and Yao. All right, people. Basically, here's what we do. I'll actually play the game too, actually. So I'll go first, and then, you know, Jake, Alan, Yao, and then me back again, all right? Just so everybody knows. Here is the game. It's called the opponent game. I name a UFC fighter, and you have to name. The next person has to name someone he's fought, and then the next person has to name whoever that person, somebody that person has fought, and so forth, until someone gets stumped. For example, all right, like I name Anderson Silva. So then Jake has to name someone that Anderson Silva has fought, which would be
Chael Sonnen.
And then Alan has to name someone that Chael Sonnen has fought, which would be... See, at this point, Alan would lose the game.
The bum.
Can't. What if someone gets brought up twice, like not right next to each other, but like they're like 7 or 8 guesses separated?
Nope, that's the only rule. You can't use the same fighter twice. Can't name the same fighter twice. You understand, people? So,
Tim Credeur did fight Chael Sonnen.
Okay, Alan,
random
coming back to life.
You could have gone with John Jones, but
no, I thought I had my mic on talking. It was actually on mute, so I was sitting there talking to myself.
Yes, you were, man. All right, so let's fucking do this game, everybody. This is the one point where you can have your mics on. All right, people.
Yo, is our mystery caller gonna play as well?
I think we should have the mystery caller on. All they have to do is just not even talk or express an opinion, just name a fighter. I think they can do that. Okay, so mystery caller, you're going to play this game, all right? And you're going to go after Yao every time, after Yao the Truth. Do you understand the game? Are you willing? What's the word? Oh, my God. See, this is the problem.
Sounds like she's going to be a great contestant.
Yeah. Okay, so that's why I didn't even bother, but, you know, we tried.
I understand, you fucker. God, just hurry up.
Jesus. All right, well, listen and play the champion. Holy shit. I worked too hard to come home to this.
Are you guys talking about horror movies?
No, it's the opponent game.
Oh.
Here's the deal.
What the fuck are we talking about? Horror movies? What?
Listen, people, here's the deal. We're going to play a game here on the podcast. I'm so glad that people on the podcast are actually listening live to the show that they're on. Listen, here's the fucking game.
All right.
I'm going to name a fighter, and then Jake's going to name someone that person has fought. And then Alan's going to name someone that person has fought. You have to keep naming somebody that they've fought. All right? So but you can't name the same fighter twice. You should get the gist of it. Don't worry. Here we go. Here's round 1. We're just trying this out, people. I understand this is horrible podcasting radio. We're going to do this, all right, people? So here we go. The first fighter. After I name him, Jake's going to name somebody that he's fought. And then it's going to go Alan. Then Yao. And then we'll try to reach out to the mystery caller. Hopefully it'll be Tito. He seems to have his shit a little bit more together, I got to say. Now, all right. So, I'll pick a first fighter here. I'll pick somebody, I will pick George St. Pierre. Jake, name somebody that he has fought.
Go with Carlos Condit.
Nick Diaz.
Yao, who has Nick Diaz fought?
Caro Parisian?
BJ Penn. Sorry, my mic was off.
Yeah. Tito, he named BJ Penn. Name someone who has fought BJ Penn.
Sean Shirk.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that was... Damn, you might have stumped me, except I will randomly guess Matt Hughes. Can anybody confirm that?
Shirk and Hughes?
Yeah, Shirk and Hughes. Did they ever fucking fight?
Shirk and Hughes.
Come on.
They fought at UFC 42 back in the fucking day. Wow, nice. Hughes is a pretty easy one. Should I go new school or old school? I'll go new school Josh Koscheck.
Back to Alan. Koscheck.
George St. Pierre.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alan.
I'm
sorry, we cannot name the same fighter twice, and I did start off with George St. Pierre. Unfortunately, Alan, your soul now belongs to the Word on the Street podcast. I will collect when you die, son. I forgot to name that was the price you pay for losing, but there you go.
Wow, thanks for telling me after the fact.
I know. Look, we'll do one more round, all right? And then before we move on to, I think our No, we have 2 more topics before we end it, but we'll do one more round of the opponent game, all right? This time...
Wait, we're starting over, or...
We'll start over.
I thought we were going until one remained.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You know what? That's a good fucking rule. All right, let's keep it going then. Alan failed by naming George St. Pierre, but the fighter was, before that, was it Matt Hughes?
It was Josh
Koscheck. All right, so we're down. So we're back to Yao. Yao, name somebody an opponent of Josh Koscheck.
Johnny Hendricks.
Tito, you're up. Who has
Paul
John
Daly
Hendricks fought?
Oh wait, Hendricks?
Yeah, Hendricks has not fought Paul Daly.
Oh no, I don't.
No, we'll let him have it.
All right.
I
Let him
got
have
one.
Oh, it's my turn.
I got one.
All right, Hendricks on John Fitch.
All right, John Fitch. I will go with...
I'm sorry. Hold on, Jake.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's you. Sorry.
Yes. John Fitch fought and beat Eric Silva. Was that before he got cut?
Yep.
Eric Silva. Who has Eric Silva fought?
Silva fought and beat friend of the MMA podcast, Charlie Brenneman. Prefers vanilla ice cream.
Back to Alan. Can you... Oh, this would do me in. Alan, can you name somebody that Charlie Brenneman has fought?
I thought I was out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you are out.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Rodrigo Dam.
STFU, it's on Yao.
What?
We'll give even Yao, since Alan wasn't supposed to really ring in, we'll give you the 2 choices. Name an opponent of Rodrigo Dam or what was it? Charlie
Brenneman.
We'll give you both choices. Anybody that's ever fought them. Brenneman or Rodrigo Dam.
What about that guy, Rayo Pepe? I don't know.
We have to get a judge to check on that. Rayo Pepe?
Yeah, Pepe, I think, fought Dam.
Yeah? Oh, fuck, I'll have to look this shit up. Man. Jesus Christ, I'm so prepared to... How do you... Rodrigo Dam?
It's tough Brazil, man. Tough Brazil.
Rodrigo Dam. I'm looking it up right now, people. We'll get to
Well,
the fucking...
Dam never fought Brenneman in the first place, which is the funny part. This game has turned into the biggest shit show ever.
Well, okay, I guess we'll just declare
start over.
Yeah, let's start a new fucking game. The first one's a wash, fuck it. And,
all right.
And Yao, your boy Anthony Johnson fight Charlie Brenneman. Come on, son.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. All right, we'll do another round. We'll do one more round. That was a practice round just to see how the game went. We made up the rules as we went along. It's like the UFC. Right. Now, we'll pick another fighter. We should be someone well known. Who the fuck did we already did Anderson as the example, and then we did George St. Pierre.
Let's do lightweights.
No.
We had to start off.
Yeah, we were just on lightweights.
No, guys. Okay, we'll go. We'll start off with the next obvious cookie cutter champion. I'll start off with Mr. John Jones.
I'll go with the guy he originally got his belt from, Mauricio Shogun Hua.
Opponent of Shogun Hua, Alan.
I don't know, maybe Machida?
Yeah, who was Machida fought?
Dan Henderson.
Tito or Alexis, who has Dan
Bisping.
Henderson fought?
Bisping.
Bisping.
Yes.
Nice choice. Okay, and Bisping has fought Vitor Armstrong, a.k.a. Vitor Belfort.
AKA TRT.
That's right.
Hey.
Black Zillions. Jake, who has Vitor Armstrong. Who's fought Vitor Armstrong?
I'll go with Randy Couture.
Alan?
I guess I'd have to say... I don't know, Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar. Randy Couture and Brock Lesnar? Yeah, they fought.
Yep.
Yeah, who has Brock Lesnar fought?
Alistair Overeem.
Tito or Alexis, who has Alistair Overeem fought?
Don't say Bigfoot.
Oh, come on.
It's a little bit of cheating there, but who has Alistair Overeem recently fought? Clock's ticking.
5, 4, 3.
I say Bigfoot, right?
Who?
Silva.
Bigfoot Silva.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, she answered Bigfoot Silva.
If I was playing, I would have said Igor Vochanchin and fucked everybody because nobody would be able to get that shit.
We'll allow Silva. It was a Yao did lay it up. No risk.
Yeah, that was an accident. I'm sorry.
And I will say Cain Velasquez has fought Bigfoot Silva, throwing it back to Jake.
All right, the current champ has also fought Junior Dos Santos.
Who? And Alan, who has Dos Santos fought?
He has fought Big Roy Nelson.
Yao, who is Big Country Roy Nelson fought?
Fabricio Verdum.
Yeah, oof.
Everybody's messed up now.
Tricky. Verdum. Back to Tito, who has an
Fedor.
Dude, that was me.
She named Fedor.
Oh, I got you there.
Bringing it back to me, who has Fedor fought? Holy shit. Oh no. Oh, she fucking does this to me. I won't forgive her. I won't take her back next time.
I don't want you back.
Fedor. Ah, god damn it. Did we already in this round, did we name Dan Henderson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck!
I guess it's on me now. I could be a douchebag and go with Pedro Hizzo, but I'll go with a guy who he had a few fights with back in the day in Pride, Big Nog.
And let's stick it to people being out. So me and Alan are out now. I keep forgetting that. So now it's down
Wait,
to
Alan's out?
Yeah. No, not in this round. That's true.
He picked Big Nog, so I'm gonna pick Frank Mir.
There we go. Yeah, it's your turn. Frank Mir. Who has he fought?
Daniel
Cormier.
All right, Daniel Cormier. Who has DC fought, a.k.a. Carl Winslow? Who has he fought, Tito? Or Alexis?
Josh Barnett.
Love. Josh Barnett. Back to Jake. Who has Josh Barnett fought?
Josh Barnett's fought a fuckload of people. Mirko Krokop.
Oof. Krokop. All right. Alan, who has faced Krokop in the octagon or other cage or ring? Whatever.
Gonzaga. Gabriel Gonzaga.
Jesus. Fucking making it hard for Yao, who is up next. Yao Gonzaga.
Travis Brown.
You should. Travis Brown? Okay. I don't have time to confirm that. I think that's true, though.
That
That
happened.
Tito or Alexis, Travis Brown, who has he fought?
Fuck.
Yeah. Damn right. Give you 5 seconds. Travis Brown.
Stephen
3.
Struve.
Nice. Last second there was Stefan Struve. Stefan Struve has fought Pat Barry.
Pat Barry. Valid.
And Pat Barry has fought Chet Congo.
It's true. Back to Yao. Czech Congo. Who has he fucking fought?
Sean Jordan. And it's over now.
That is a tough one. Sean Jordan. Tito. Alexis. I am rolling this question out as long as possible just to give you a chance to
Who the
think.
fuck is that guy?
Sean Jordan. He faced.
He's from LSU, bro. He's a national champion.
Oh, that fucking football player?
Yeah.
He looks like Travis Brown.
Oh, fucking Strikeforce fighter.
5, 4.
It's over.
Fuck you, Yao.
And with that, Tito and Alexis are eliminated, leaving it just down to Jake, Alan, and Yao.
We should change weight classes.
Well, I mean, luckily Jordan's fought one of my favorite heavyweights from Chicago, Illinois. The man's a cop. He's doing the dirty work on the streets of Chicago, Mike Russo.
Mike Russo. We're throwing it to the cop. Alan, it's your turn. Who has Mike Russo fought?
Todd Duffy.
Todd Duffy from Never Back Down 2, star. Great actor. Academy Award caliber. Yao, who has he fought? Todd Duffy.
Dana White.
Yao has been eliminated, leaving it down to two people, Jake from the MMA podcast versus Officer Allen. Jake, wait, we're still on Todd Duffy then?
Yeah, and I remember at that UFC, I forget what number it was, but he knocked out Phil DeFries.
Phil DeFries, oof, he's throwing it down now, Allen. He's throwing somebody in your face. I don't even know. I would lose this, and I know everything.
Philip fought Steve Miocic.
Oh shit! Oof! Oh shit! It's on.
I'm trying to think who he fought before stuff. Oh, Shane Del Rosario.
Oh shit! Shane Del Rosario. Holy shit!
Fuck.
Oh, he threw a left hook.
Oh, he fought LeVar Johnson.
Oh shit! Reversal.
And I remember LeVar Johnson and Joey Beltran fought because they were both like very similar styles. They were both giant fucking iron chin motherfuckers fighting each other.
Hey, that's the easy one. Joey Beltran beat Igor Pekrich.
Ooh, Igor. This one's an easy one for me.
Crying Igor.
Vinny Magalhaes.
Ooh, Vinny Magalhaes.
Hey, you give a hint, Ramses.
I'm giving everybody hints and chances, people.
Did we already name Phil Davis?
I don't think so.
No, we didn't. So I'll go with Tim Boach.
Tim Boach, and I'm gonna go with Yushin Okami.
Oof.
Okami fought and defeated most recently Hector Lombard.
And Hector Lombard, he beat. I can't remember the guy he beat before he lost to Okami. So
could it have been a Brazilian?
I think it was, but I don't know, bro.
I even gave you a hint.
I'm having a blank.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I was actually gonna say on my next turn, I think I might just tap out for the sake of your podcast.
Nope, Alan did not have an answer. So,
and I think he was thinking of Husamir Toquinho Paul.
Yeah, Pajares.
Right. Yep. Jake, you did win the first ever edition of the opponent game.
I'm the best.
Yeah, I'll admit I got into MMA kind of late. It was just like 5 years ago or so. But once I started following it, I turned into a student of it, and I just started looking up fight videos when they were still easy to find. Shit was good.
That shit got intense towards the end, people. That was a fired up competition.
It was a Brazilian that cost me, so I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. All they can do is play with some mud.
Those fucking guys, man. They're up in everybody's shit, man. Trying to troll everybody. It's disgusting. We will play the opponent game in the next episode, but we have two more topics before we fucking wrap it up here. I thank everyone for their time. Just some news today. The UFC announced that they're offering a paid subscription. It's new on YouTube. It's some sort of video channel. You pay $5.99 a month. And the quote is, let me just read here. The all-new UFC Select channel provides access to full event replays, classic fights, and full episodes of your favorite UFC shows such as UFC Unleashed, The Best of Pride Fighting with that skinny bitch, and the hit reality show The Ultimate Fighter. This is basically, if you're looking up MMA videos on YouTube, you're probably downloading this shit too. Let's not kid ourselves. Is anybody out there on this call going to pay the $5.99 a month for the paid subscription? I got to admit, I might. There's a 14-day trial, so I'm going to check that shit out at least. And if it is worth it, I'll probably lay down like a month's worth just to give a couple, just hand money out to a bum, support the cause. You know what I mean? They could use a boost, and any sort of promotion is good promotion. Even if this is a failure, at least they're doing it. I give them props for that. Jake, UFC offering a paid subscribed YouTube channel with just HD quality shit. Full event replays supposedly, not live pay-per-view events, of course. They're going to want to squeeze you for $5.99 a month, which totals out to about $70 for a whole year, which is basically they're grabbing you for one pay-per-view. If you're going to be a subscriber for a year, it's basically you're buying a pay-per-view, one pay-per-view. Jake, what do you think? Are you going to keep just ripping it off? What's the word on the street?
I don't know. I'm probably just going to see what people say about it before I spring for it. I'm not usually a fan of fights, that I know what happened and I've seen before. They try and rip you off with the pay-per-view shit, $60 a pay-per-view. I don't know. I think there's a 14-day free trial, so I might try it out, but it's just another example. I'm not gonna be behind the UFC and what they try and do, trying to get money from people until they lower the price of pay-per-views from $60. That's a crime to charge $1,000 a year for all of your pay-per-views. That's a fucking crime.
Yeah. Alan, you obviously, like we mentioned earlier in the podcast, you have a massive DVD and I'm assuming Blu-ray collection. So why the fuck wouldn't you pay the price of just a discount DVD every month to watch all the UFC's content online? Do you think you're going to sign up for this? What's the word?
As I've been complaining for a long time, I buy all the UFC DVDs. I'm still in the process of getting like number 45 through 1. I know you can buy like the European box sets to where they're like got them all mixed into one, but I like to have each different box. The only way that I will see myself purchasing this is if I'm able to watch like all the fuel cards, because that's what really makes me upset is that the fuel cards don't come out on DVD, and most of the fuel cards are like real nice, high-profile fight cards that usually, you could sell those on DVD for $14 and, make some money, but for some reason they refuse to.
Now I've got to ask a man that's paid $3,600 for a ticket to a UFC event. Alan, you obviously collect a lot of UFC fucking memorabilia. I've seen it. You tweet out pictures. You at least get 2 or 3 of every Chael Sonnen shirt that comes out. I think you even have some posters going on. You get the whole. You're a collector, I'd have to say, an MMA collector. So just fucking curious, what's the most expensive piece of UFC or MMA memorabilia that you own right now? What's the most expensive thing that you got in your collection?
Probably one of the old WEC events that Chael was on with Paulo Filho. It's an autographed poster from one of the events. I don't remember how much.
Is that the first fight or the last fight?
I got there's 3 different posters that they made. They made one for the first fight. They made one for the supposed second fight that just never happened. Yeah. And then they made one for the third fight. And I don't have the first one. I have the poster for the fight that didn't happen, and then for the fight, the second one that took place where Chael won. But I don't really pay a whole lot for my memorabilia. Most of the like autographs and stuff like I have, it's either stuff that I've like personally got or that I've like mailed off to go get. Probably the thing that would be the most valuable, like that I could sell, would be that Team Sonnen jersey that I have. That's autographed by Chael's whole team, and then by Luke, Uriah Hall, and a couple of the other fighters.
That's the shit. You need to post some more in detailed pictures of that, man. That was a good one, man. That's probably your most valuable piece. I'm not sure about your most expensive, but valuable. That's nice, man. That's a nice one. It's nice of them to actually do that for you, dude. That's that's not like an easy like one deal like signing thing. Like someone had to keep track. So that's great that you got that, dude. That's totally awesome. Yao. The UFC, the YouTube channel subscription, HD, $5.99 a month. That's if you're not holding down a serious job, that's a little extra scratch here. I'm not sure if I'm going to pay it myself. What do you think, Yao? I'm just trying to get everybody's reaction here. Because, we all rewatch fights online, don't we? So, Yao, do you think you're going to subscribe to this shit on YouTube? What's the word?
No, I'm not going to subscribe to that. I'm just going to continue rewatching the fights like I always do on FightVideoMMA.com and FightNext.com. And I watch about 2 to 3 fights a day. So I'm not going to pay that when I can just watch it for free.
Word, man. Tito and Alexis, you going to subscribe on YouTube to the UFC's channel, or are you going to betray Dana White and stab him in the fucking back and continue to rip off his shit illegally online? Real talk. Or you can have no comment.
Well, if I had money, I would.
I hear you.
Yep.
I think that's what it boils down to. If it was $5.99 a year, I'd definitely drop it without thinking twice. Every month they want to squeeze me for, they want to juice me like the mafia. I don't know, Dana. I don't know, man. Now, Jake, you did want to bring something up just on the spot here. Go ahead, Jake. You have the floor.
Yeah, it's a couple things. First off, we got a tweet from friend of the show, Ross Finkelstein, tweeting, Jake's got the belt, I want the belt, Future Word on the Street podcast. Oh. I'm calling you out. Ross, you're welcome to come and try. The belt's right here. You know who's got it. You know where to get it. Many men have tried. Many men have failed. It's right here, buddy. Come get it.
We do invite Ross Finkelstein on the show. He has been on before. He needs to return. He is the MMA Jew. He did come out with the Sonnen versus Wanderlei Silva poster. It is now Chael's background. Even Wandy himself tweeted it out. Ross Finkelstein. Follow him on Twitter. He's the shit, dude. God bless him, or whatever they call God over there. I don't know, man. I'm not religious.
They believe in Moses.
But the topic I wanted to bring up was regarding Johnny Bones Jones. He has been an enemy of the podcast for a while. Now we are starting to focus a little bit of sort of trying to not think about Jones and his childish shit, etc., etc. But two things came across the news about Jones. The first one being about the scuffle with him and Cormier, which I'm sure we'll probably get to later. But the thing I wanted to talk about is him saying that he would fight in a hands-only match Floyd Mayweather Jr. The thing I think is funny, Jones is like trying to sound all like, oh yeah, I would fight him. The guy weighs like 100 pounds less than you, Jones. You're like trying to come, you're trying to come across like a badass. Floyd Mayweather has fought in the range of 130 pounds, which is light, which is flyweight for us, to 154 pounds. He's never fought over 154. So basically, John Jones is saying, "Oh yeah, I would fight this bantamweight boxer in a hands-only match." Like, I guess he doesn't realize in the stupidity in what he's saying. But, yeah, what do you guys think about Jones calling out a guy in a different sport who weighs 100 pounds less than him?
And he's approximately 3 feet shorter, too.
Yeah, Floyd is 3 feet 6 inches, and John's 6'4".
What do you think, Alan?
Hey, I think that's right in line with, the way John likes to fight him. He doesn't like to fight anybody close to his size. And, he gets scared and refuses to fight guys his size on 8 days' notice whenever they come in the form of Chael P. Mm-hmm. I think that's why John's scared to death of Daniel Cormier dropping down, because he saw that tweet where he erased it, where he said, are you cutting weight yet? He tweeted that out and somebody took a picture of it.
Yep.
So I don't think John Jones is going to fight anybody his size. I think he's going to duck and jive and juke every single person that comes his way.
It's racist.
Shucking and jiving
now.
Hey, John Jones is going to marry a white girl, so I'm not being racist.
That's true. Well, I don't know. What do you think, Yao? John Jones versus what? Floyd Mayweather? What the fuck? What is your take? What's your truth? Sorry,
First,
we're
I have
racist.
First, I have to say that Floyd Mayweather is my favorite boxer.
Oh God!
Now that that's out of the way,
He's
would he whip Melvin Gillard's ass?
it depends on what type of fight.
Oh my God!
about to be some black on black crime.
Oh my God! Oh,
Sounds like Miller Tom.
oh
no.
Man. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so Mayweather is your favorite fighter along with Melvin Gillard. But okay, Mayweather.
Boxer.
All right, boxer. Mayweather versus Jones. What do you think?
It's ridiculous. Like, it doesn't even make sense. I didn't even know that he said that. It doesn't even make sense. Like, why is he even talking about that? Like, what does that have to do with his career? Like, I could understand if he was talking about a heavyweight or somebody, but Floyd Mayweather, 5'8", 140-something pounds. Like, come on, Jones.
It is a little fucking suspicious. My take, just people putting it out there. Sometimes people like to, political camps like to put out little phone surveys, little polls that they do. This is probably just a little poll here people putting it out there. You'd want to see some ridiculous boxer versus a MMA champion fight. Obviously, we're seeing some shit about Tyson Fury. Dana's getting a little bit more receptive to it. I bet it fucking happens soon. Definitely if somebody frees up in the heavyweight division, has the time for that shit. Yeah, maybe like a Mark Hunt, versus Tyson Fury. He ain't gonna get Kane. He ain't gonna get a slice of Kane though. That's for damn sure.
Randy Couture already fought Tony, so it could happen.
James Tony.
Well, I wouldn't call that a fight. I'd call that an ass whipping.
I was hoping Randy Couture came up in the guess the opponent game, and I was hoping someone would name James Tony, but you guys didn't. That would have been a winning fucking guess right there, automatically.
I was hoping that too.
Yep, that would have been it. You would have won. Huh. Future hint for the next game. Now, people. Oh God. Okay, so Floyd Mayweather's a joke. He's obviously he's not gonna fight John Jones. Well, who knows? Jones, obviously, the rumor is that the toe he lost the toe. People. Now they're using some sort of stem cell shit to put that shit back on. God bless you, Johnny. You fought the best. That's what happens. You paid the price. Hopefully you'll get well soon. I guess. Last topic of the night. Well, actually, no. Hold on. Jake, you weren't done yet. There was another topic that you mentioned. Keep going, son. Let's keep this shit going. I believe it was Jones related, wasn't it? What's up?
Yeah, John Jones related. There was a tussle between John Jones and Daniel Cormier at the World MMA Awards. I guess this was in 2011, so this was actually a couple years ago. Yeah, I'm pulling up the story now. Todd Rex, the owner of Trauma Combat Apparel and former sponsor of Cormier, went on MMA Roasted saying that he talked to Jones at the annual award show where the conversation turned into the possibility of a future business relationship. And I am quoting this. Bones told Rex he wasn't gonna fuck with any company that was in cahoots with DC. This is all from Todd Rex, who was there for this face-off. And he said, so at that point, John Jones and Malky Cow are getting into a limo, and Daniel walked outside and grabbed John by the arm and spun him around and was like, dude, you got a fucking problem with me? And I was like, oh my God. So they're facing off. John said, yo, I think that you, King Mo, and Rashad Evans, y'all full of yourselves. He just talked shit about Daniel. They were like in each other's face. Daniel was like, motherfucker, you don't know anything about me. I'm a grown-ass man. This all started when you claimed to be this wrestling aficionado, and when you met me, you didn't know who I was. Motherfucker, you knew who I was. I knew every wrestler when I was coming up. Mm-hmm. So Jones not giving Cormier enough respect. Cormier calling him out. It sounds like there's some bad blood. Jones tweeting out, thanks to our Twitter follower UFC Fanboy 84, who tweeted the picture that said that showed Jones just tweeting DC Daniel Cormier start cutting weight yet. So yeah, Cormier's been trying to campaign for a fight against Jones over a year. His good friend Cain Velasquez holds the strap at heavyweight, and he's made it very clear that he'll never fight Cain, and Cain's going to have the belt for a while. So I think Cormier just needs to move down as soon as possible and make this shit happen. Because, like I said, the last podcast of 2012, we were talking about if we could have any fight go down in 2013, whether it was Silva St. Pierre, Silva Jones, whoever, I said I wanted Jones Cormier, and it sounds like things are starting to go in that direction.
Officer Allen, what do you think about this story about a supposed beef between Danielle Carl Winslow Cormier against John Jones? Do you buy that story? Do you think it was real? And what do you think about an actual fight between these two? How do you think that would go?
I'm not going to speculate on what may or may not have transpired between those two, but all I will say is that I would love to see that fight. I think Daniel Cormier takes John Jones down in the first round and finishes it.
Nice. The truth. Do you agree or disagree? What do you think is going to happen with the John Jones versus DC fight if it happens? Do you think it's going to happen? And do you buy this story about them having some sort of beef, some sort of scuffle outside a limo? I don't know. How does it sound to you?
Not only do I buy it, but I believe it. I mean, I don't think anybody would put out a fake story like that, you know? But I'm actually happy that it happened too. But as far as them fighting, you know, as much as I would like to see, it's kind of a toss-up for me because, you know, DC, it depends on how he makes that weight cut. That's the deciding factor on how the fight goes, how the weight cut affects him.
Tito, or my sweet, sweet Alexis in heaven. What do you think's going to happen if John Jones faces Danielle, I did it again. Danielle Carl Winslow Cormier?
You did it again right after you called yourself out for doing it. What the fuck?
I don't give a
Race
fuck.
baiter.
I don't give a fuck. I think I'm just going to go with that, man. If it came
Black
out of my
people.
mouth, it must be the truth.
Race baiter.
Tito, Alexis, DC versus JJ. Who's going to win? Anything from you guys?
I
Black
got
crime.
You got who? Sorry.
I got Daniel Cormier by flying knee.
Flying knee from the fat man. I don't buy that for one fucking second, man. He did.
It's gonna be a work.
You know what was a fucking work when I knew it was a work when he did that fucking roundhouse high kick on Frank Mir in the first round, or no, it was coming in the second round, like a minute or two in. Daniel Carl Winslow Cormier, Danielle, he just lands this perfect capoeira. Well, he didn't land it. It was off by at least a yard, at least 3 feet in front of Frank Mir's face, but he tried to head kick him. And like I've been trying to fucking tell everybody, the number one sign in the heavyweight division that you're watching a fucking work is when somebody tries to throw a head kick early on. That's when you know it's bullshit, people. Fucking head kicks, get out of here, DC. My opinion, though, the beef that went down between Danielle, Carl Winslow Cormier, and John Jones, I believe that fight outside the limo happened because it sounds too ridiculous. Like I said, it sounds so stupid. Like Danielle's angry at John Jones because he apparently is claiming that he doesn't know who he is as far as wrestling goes. Okay, somebody's dead. He's claiming that he doesn't recognize who John Jones or John. Holy fuck. I'm
This
sorry.
Illuminati shit, one of us just died, the other one's getting brainwashed.
I'll try this one more time to finish this thought here. Danielle, Carl Winslow, Cormier. As far as fighting John Jones, I don't think he can ever make weight. He's fucking fat, people. He is out of shape. Like I keep saying, he looks like an off-duty cop. He has that physique of like just a retired guy, a retired mailman maybe, who worked out every day on the side just as a goof. I don't think he can beat John Jones. Moving down in weight would be the biggest mistake of his life. He won his fight against Frank Mir. Yes, it was a work, but God bless him. He's here to stay. Don't go up against John Jones though. If the People's Champion had a hard time with him, you have no chance, DC. That's the word on the street about that. Now, last fucking topic. Unless anybody else has some sort of issue or gripe or anything they'd like to say, I do have one more hypothetical subject here. Are you guys ready? We'll go Jake, Alan,
I'm ready.
Yao, Tito, and Alexis. It's a hypothetical question that I pose to each of you on the Word on the Street podcast. Let's say that you switch bodies with Joel Silva, the matchmaker of the UFC. Let's say
Joe Silva?
Joel Silva.
J-O-E.
I'm saying Joel Silva.
There's nobody in Brazil or
There's
that's
no-
Brazilian or Portuguese named Joel.
Yeah, there's no L at the end there.
Look, he's Joel Silva, right? Let's say you switch bodies with Joel Silva, right? And it's some weird ass like it's like you ever seen the show Quantum Leap? Let's say you switch bodies with him and you have that Quantum Leap experience with Joel Silva. And now Dana, you're Joel Silva, you're living your life as just Joel. And now Dana White comes up to you and asks you to cut a few fighters from the UFC ASAP. He hands you a sheet of paper. All right, you're Mr. Silva. You take that sheet of paper, and Dana's like, look, you have to write down a few people. We got to cut some people. Uncle Sam's calling up my ass. I got a gambling debt over at the Palms. So you cut a few fighters, I'll fucking make they'll give me another marker. Dana White hands you a slip of paper, asks you to cut a few UFC fighters right here, right now. Who do you cut? Jake from the MMA podcast, you are now Joel Silva. And who are you going to cut from the UFC?
All right. Well, if I am Joe Silva, I'm trying to cut out people who both cannot, have absolutely zero chance to win the UFC belt, and at the same time aren't a big draw. Like, for example, you have guys like Forrest Griffin. I don't think many people think Griffin has a chance to get that 205 belt back, but he's a big draw. He's a very likable guy, so they keep him around. Fitch, is he a big draw? No, he puts people to sleep, so they fucking cut him. Man, I'm trying to think of guys who are really boring and aren't really doing well.
When I say the word bum, what names start coming to mind? Word
Jake Shields.
Yeah.
Shields pops into mind. Cut Shields. I would cut Jamie Varner. Varner
can't cut Varner.
Varner had one exciting fight. The guy bores the piss out of me, and I'm always gonna hold that first Cerrone fight against him. He fucking feigned injury off a knee that didn't even crack him to go to the fucking judges. Jamie Varner. You aren't Joel. I'm fucking Joel, and I'm having the bodyguards taking you out of the room, removing you from the room while I sign the walking papers for that bum Jamie Varner.
Alan, now you have to admit Jamie Varner's supposed comeback in the UFC was a little short-lived. But you're a fan. What's going on here?
I don't think it was short-lived. If he would have had a full training camp for that fight with Joe Lozon, he would have won that fight too. He's a different guy than what he was younger in his career. He's had a total transformation. So I mean, I'm not gonna say that he didn't feign injury or that he didn't take some type of shortcut early on in his WEC days, but that's what happens whenever you let fame go to your head whenever you're that young.
All right, so Alan, I gotta ask you now a hypothetical question. You are now Joel Silva. Dana's saying, who do I cut, man? They're breathing, the bookies are breathing down my neck. We gotta start, this budget ain't making sense. Joel, who are you gonna cut? Who are the bums in the UFC that you need to get rid of right now? What's up?
I'm sorry, Al, but I'm gonna have to cut every single one in the Black Zillions.
Oh no!
Cut those bums.
Even.
Good call.
And I might as well cut all the Brazilian fighters as well, except for Damian Maia.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you have anything to say about that? He would cut the Black Zillions in their entirety. And they are your favorite team, training camp, group of fighters. What do you? Who would you cut, man, if you were Joel Silva?
Well, the first thing I would do is start campaigning for Ronda Rousey to fight Bigfoot Silva. Then after that, I'd probably cut all the female fighters. I'd get rid of that division.
Yeah. Yep.
I'd get rid of the female division. That's it.
They have no business being in here.
So you would get rid of Mighty Mouse because he fights in the female.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
I
also forgot to add in Melvin Gillard to my list of cuts.
Oof! You cut Melvin, yeah.
I'd cut Melvin too.
Oof! 2 votes for Melvin. He might be cut.
And you can't cut Miesha Tate, Raw. You can't cut Miesha Tate.
I'd cut the whole female division. And then cut Chael Sonnen just to piss you guys off.
I'd cut that ass all night. Miesha Tate, that is.
Holy shit. Speaking of sexy bitches, Alexis, are you there? Who would you cut from the UFC if you had to right now? Who are the bums? The biggest fucking bums?
Clay Guida.
Yeah, Clay Guida, yeah.
Yeah, Clay Guida.
Fucking...
And I'd give Hatsuhioki an immediate title shot.
Hatsuhioki.
Dude, I cut Diego Sanchez now, dude.
Yeah, he's done.
That's racist.
And I would overturn his last fight and give Gomi the win.
Dude, I cut John Jones, dude. He's too expensive. He breaks his bones every day, every fight.
Yeah, no kidding, man. He's only good for fighting once a year now. It's pathetic. I would also cut John Jones. I'd cut GSP. I'd cut Dan Hardy.
I'd cut Frankie.
Yeah, I'd cut Frankie too. I'd cut Clay Guida.
Cut Benson.
Yeah, Benson Henderson. I'd cut him too. He's a bum.
Y'all are cutting champions. What
Didn't
the fuck?
didn't Dan Hardy already cut himself there?
It's true. Yeah, he was on the Rogan podcast. I was like listening like half-assed. Did he say what the deal was with his future?
Hey.
No, he's got to go see another cardiologist that Joe Silva wants him to go see, and after that they'll make a decision.
Yeah, that shit's scary as fuck, man.
He's never had any symptoms, so they said that after 25 with his disease, if you've never had any symptoms, then it's like a 0.06 chance that you ever will, or that it ever will affect you. So,
yeah, let's face it. If you were born with that, which he's claiming, the most optimal thing you could do would be to keep yourself in shape, eating healthy and right, which is exactly what he's done. I think it's a little bit of bullshit, man. I mean, it's his fucking body. If he's willing to take that risk, you're risking your fucking life either way, even if you're perfectly healthy. I mean, obviously, if you're handicapped, you can't get in there and fucking just with crutches and just get your ass stomped. But you know what I mean? He is obviously not handicapped. I think it's a line of bullshit. There's probably something else at work here, man. You never know with these people.
Brian Bowles is fighting later this month, but I would probably cut him for. I think he took like 2 years off. His last fight was against Uriah Faber at the Shogun vs. Hendo UFC card in 2011. Like, dude has not fought in forever, and from what I've heard, I don't think he's had like a major injury or anything. I think he just took time off.
Yeah.
well, I mean, he's only lost like 2 or 3 fights in his career. I mean, he's not a bad fighter.
Yeah, the dude's only lost to Faber and Cruz.
Yes, I mean, I say let him come back, give him a chance, see what he's got.
You know, you guys brought up Dominic Cruz.
Cut him, and then cut him from whatever organization that he ends up in after the UFC.
Cut him worse than that bum surgeon who gave him a shitty ACL.
And then somebody do a Nancy Kerrigan and hit his other knee and cut him from UFC tonight to where he can't do any more pre-shows or trash to the man Chael P. Because if Dominic Cruz says one more thing to Chael P while they're on screen, I'm going to reach through the TV screen and I'm going to yank him by his throat. I'm going to cut him. I'm issuing you a challenge. Dominic Cruz, if you could ever get back to 100%, and once you get retired from the UFC, I will fight you.
Holy shit. Okay.
Psycho.
I'm glad I threw that fucking name out there. We got a little response. Now, actually, Alexis, you're a Dominic Cruz fan, aren't you? Do you think he's going to come back? Come on, you can answer that one fucking question.
He's having podcast jitters.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Just yes or no, do you think we'll ever see Dominic Cruz fight again? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, what about you, Tito? What do you think? Dominic Cruz, is he done?
I think he's done.
What's your just first take on Dominic Cruz? Is he done or is he coming back?
No, I don't think he's done. You know, after seeing GSP come back the way he did, I know he's inspired by that. I'd like to see him come back so I can fight him in the future.
Shut the fuck. I thought you were fighting Mike Ritchie.
That's true.
I'm fighting everybody. Watch.
And Colton Smith. And you called somebody else out, too.
Richie,
I've got
Cody McKenzie.
Yeah.
He actually replied to me.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck did he say?
He said, keep working hard, and one day you might be able to be good enough to fight me.
That's right, I remember it now.
Hey, I almost did fight Cody McKenzie on Washington.
Yeah, in Jersey.
Should have punched him in the face, man.
Almost happened, but I didn't want to lose out on my tickets.
You should have punched him in the face, and like he would have thrown your cell phone up in the air, and you should have caught it as he was like stumbling to the ground. And then came back on the podcast with us.
I should have followed him while he walked down the street away from the hotel and
got in the
jumped
video.
him in a back alley or something.
No kidding, man. He picked John Jones to win. Fucking guy. He actually did do everybody a favor and finally get. Speaking of cuts, he got Leonard Garcia cut out of the UFC.
Yeah, that way Leonard can't steal any more wins from any legitimate fighters.
Yep, so he did kind of do us a favor in the end. So hats off to Cody McKenzie. He whooped that dude's ass.
Both of Leonard's last 2 wins and his last 10 fights were bullshit wins. That pretty much says all you need to know about McKenzie.
Yeah, Nam Fam definitely beat Leonard.
Yeah, well, we'll never see him again. So, rest in peace, Leonard Garcia. You are not dead to us. But we wish you the best of luck, honestly. Now, I like to just give everyone a chance to speak their piece before we sign off on the Word on the Street podcast. So I'll start, just anything you want to mention. Even if you want to bring up a quick topic, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, plug yourself. Tell people where they can contact you and talk to you on YouTube and harass you, see pictures of you, Lexi. We'll start with Jake. Jake from the MMA podcast. What's the word on the street? Where can people contact you? Do you have anything else you want to bring up or say or discuss? Yeah, there's no fucking time limit. What's up, Jake?
No, we got Mike Strock on the show tomorrow. Just follow us on Twitter at the MMA podcast. Fridays at 6:00 p.m. Eastern. We got Mike Straka tomorrow. I think we're going to be able to wrangle Chris Camozzi for the following week, which will be cool because he's fighting on that co-main event on the 18th against Jacare. I don't know if he's going to win that fight, but it'll be cool to have him on. The MMA podcast. Check it out.
Alan, is there anything you want to get off your chest, or do you want to tell people how they can reach you? What's up? Officer Allen has his mute button on.
I think I've already gotten everything off my chest, so I think I will save the rest for the next podcast. You can follow me on Twitter because that's the only thing I have at Team Sonnen Man 1 at Westland Eagle AH. And, I'll be posting links to YouTube videos from UFC 159 in the coming days. So check it out.
God bless Alan. He was our reporter on the scene of UFC 159. Got videos with Ronda Rousey and the man himself, Chael Sonnen. Look it up on YouTube. Type in Chael Sonnen, Word on the Street podcast. Type in Ronda Rousey, Word on the Street podcast. You'll see the fucking videos. Yao, you're up next, man. Where can people contact you? And did you have anything else that you wanted to bring up or say? Speak now, man. Now's your chance, dude. What's the truth?
First, I just have to say it's been a pleasure to be part of the second greatest MMA podcast in the world.
Second? What the fuck?
Yep.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Tell him to get out. Tell him to get out.
What is this guy? What?
Y'all get the fuck out.
He's trolling, man. This is bullshit. Nobody's got me beat. You're not talking about Ariel Hawaii.
Nope. I'm talking about the MMA podcast.
All right. Maybe I'll give you that one.
I don't understand what the fuck you're talking about. What are you talking about, the MMA podcast?
Yours is number 1, but tomorrow Ramsey's will be number 1.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You're on both shows.
He's a smart man. He's playing both sides of the field.
Yo, I honestly wouldn't be fucking shocked. This is the Underground podcast. The MMA podcast is mainstream. Everyone's trying to get a piece of the Underground podcast. To be totally honest, I would probably listen to this podcast because you're goddamn breaking down boundaries, breaking down doors. I like it, man. It's good shit. Also, Yao, fuck you.
Yep. But, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Yao_the truth. That's YAO_the truth. And look out for, I'll be tweeting, and I guess I'll figure out a way to Instagram my training vlogs, which are coming out. Have a tournament July 20th. And look out for those.
He will not be doing them on the MMA podcast.
Nice. Tito, you're out there. Where can people look you up and just talk shit to you on Twitter, man? What's up, man?
Come at me, bro.
All right. Just look him up and just try to find him, people. That's the word. Right. Now, definitely tune in.
Lexus. Don't forget Lexus.
Yes. Lexi. I know you're still shy. Hopefully you'll get through that sometime, and hopefully we'll get through the problems that we've been having recently. I don't mean it. You know what I'm saying, girl? Come back to me.
Yeah, where can we find Joey Karate?
Joey Karate. Oh, he might actually be on the MMA podcast soon. Are you guys still working on that? It's time to bug him again, Jake. Time to crack the whip.
Yeah. It was kind of shitty because when we were talking about having him on, it was right around when he was having his kid, and I wanted to be as respectful as possible, give him a little bit of space. But goddamn it, it's been 5 months. I don't care about your goddamn kid. Come on the show, cocksucker.
Yep, throw that kid in
I
the
need
trash.
to say something.
Yeah, what's up?
I did actually see Joey Karate at Joey Diaz at UFC 159
He was
when
there?
it was all over. Yeah, he was.
Shit.
He was out by the parking lot just smoking, like, I don't know what it was, with some guys. And
It was probably weed.
I wanted to get like a picture with him, but I was really afraid, so I just like whatever.
Damn. Yeah, he's probably with his Jersey friends, man. I probably wouldn't fuck with that shit either, to tell you the truth.
and then some guy was walking past, and he like literally got on his knees and like bowed down to him. It was hilarious.
I bet that happens all the time now, actually. Holy fuck. Well,
Yeah,
God
I'm proud
bless
enough
Joey
to say I smoked a J with that man in Chicago. It was glorious.
What's a J?
That's right,
It's fucking angel dust mixed with a little bit of heroin mixed with some fucking bath salts. It's good stuff.
Rat poison, dude. Just a little rat poison flavoring sprinkled. It's good shit, man. Anyway, with that, we will end the Word on the Street podcast, just bringing you the latest UFC rumors and news and predictions, weed talk, speculation, things that don't belong in the normal realm of MMA media. Each and every week. Tomorrow, you will want to tune into the MMA podcast. I'll be there. My man Jake will be there. Who knows who else? You're saying the guest will be Mike Straka, MMA journalist,
it will be.
sports journalist, actually. Big name. Interviewed some big names, done some good things. That is fucking awesome. Good to hear. So people, follow at the MMA podcast. Follow the Aunt Jimmy Show on Twitter. That's me. It'll change your life. Look up Mr. Allen. Look up Yao_the truth. Look up. Actually, stay away from my girlfriend Lexi. Look up Tito. Whatever. We're going to be out of here, people. Thanks for tuning in. We'll come to you next week. We'll have a guest. Again, sorry that Bloodstained Lane was not.
And it looks like Ramsey's Skype failed. I guess I'll play it out. I've done it once before. Thanks for listening to the Word on the Street podcast. Follow this motherfucker on Twitter at The Aunt Jimmy Show. Thank you for tuning in. We're doing this every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. We're going to get that title interview soon. We're going to get Chael on. This is the Word on the Street. Ramses is a bad motherfucker. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Later, guys.
Kaboom!